We are recording. So, episode number 39 of the story thus far. When we left off, our four adventurers, Terra High Hill, that was gross. Barag Drac.
Yeah.
Barag Drac Ironhammer? Was it a hyphen now? I don't know.
I think it might have to be. I don't know. It depends on the future.
That's something you got to think about, I think.
Yeah. Well, that is true.
Yeah. Kohl Ravencrest and Daedalus Hartwell, a.k.a. Hartwell the Magnificent. You guys have staved off an invasion of demons that you may or may not have been responsible for opening up upon the city of Baldur.
That's on a need-to-know basis.
I mean,
Sure, that's fair.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, so you guys have staved off this this horde of demons upon Baldur's Gate. Terra, you fought your nemesis, and you actually kind of made her give up. You and Nox, and you had brought her in, and you had a long kind of heart-to-heart, but at knife point, which is very Terra High Hill. And you warned her. You said, if I ever see you again, I'm going to kill you. And you let her go. Barag, you and your father, Imbaris Ironhammer, had taken on an enemy that you had once taken the hand of. And you had kind of secured the port. Luckily, that port was secured because pirates had come, orc pirates from the pretty orc. Their crew and their captain, Harvard Two-Tooth, had come to the rescue along with paladins mage knights from the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon. Had come just in time too. And Kohl, you were chasing Ava, or Ava was goading you in. You had spoken to Rodtail in the hopes that he might help you defend the city. Initially, he had some trepidation, but you were in trouble, and he came to your rescue, not once, but twice, because Ava got off a series of great shots, and you were out for the count. So, luckily, Rodtail was perceptive enough to save your life.
Him and I are friends now.
I wouldn't go that far.
He doesn't think we are, but
I would never go that far.
he would never admit it. But we're friends now.
Sure, that's fair. And then there is Daedalus Hartwell. You had come across a jester. The jester had revealed himself as Kassur, somebody that you had met a long time ago in the Alderman Worcester. He was the bartender. And he had told you, had confided in you that he was a patron, or rather a beneficiary of Eldritch power from your patron. And he was going to make you the best Daedalus Hartwell you could possibly be. He was going to temper you in misery and heartache. And he was going to make you the best hero. And that started that day. And he ended up killing Lady Denae in a mechanical contraption. And you had taken... you were actually in the room, and you had taken the remains to the merchant quarter, the front gate, along with Twinge, Tinkertop, and Tycho, and the Council of Zazerth, who had kind of secured the merchant quarter. So, Valor's Ransom, there you are, in your respective places. What would you like to do?
Where's Terra?
Last time I saw her, she was headed toward the port, and I was just coming in to find you guys, and found you indeed I did, so...
Found everybody but her, so we better make sure she's still okay.
Well, I hope so. Last time I saw her, she had Grifelda and ropes and cuffs, I think, or something.
Good.
So maybe we should go see what happened. How'd you guys fare?
Not that well, but at the same time, very well.
Ah,
Could have been a lot worse for me.
well, I'm glad to see you alive still.
As you're kind of like looking him over, he's got holes in him.
Oh,
What's up?
you look a little worse for wear still, but I guess a good night's rest might help with that.
And you're still
Hopefully.
actually suffering from that shoulder wound.
Mm-hmm.
I poke his shoulder.
Okay. Like
You take 1 point of psychic damage.
unconscious down to 0. Killed him. Failed 3s. Death saves. Dead due to a poke.
Yeah, so maybe we should go find Terra.
Yeah.
I kind of pull out a scroll and got a little business to attend to. Kind of just shake the scroll at her.
I pull out mine too, and I was like,
Oh,
I got one too.
fancy. Well, at least we got 2 of them, and
Make a perception roll.
hopefully more. 5.
5. Still a lot of demonic activity, but not in your current area.
Okay.
You hear some of the flaming fists being kind of dispatched to the east and the west of the city of Baldur's Gate. That seems to be where the heaviest activity is. Would be to the east and the west, but for the most part, the lower side of Baldur's Gate, as well as the merchant quarters, seem secure.
Sweet. Well, I think this place is pretty secure. I think they're in good hands as well, so we'll dispatch to find Terra, I'm guessing. Daedalus, how are you?
You know, as you can probably see back there, and I point back to where I left her, she's gone.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, you see Twinge, Tinkertop there, and Tycho is there. Magic users that you've never seen. A Goliath with almost looks like a tree limb just kind of on his shoulder, and he's bent down on one knee, kind of just looking over Lady Denae, and he's got his massive hand on Twinge's shoulder, tiny little gnome shoulder. He almost engulfs him completely. Daedalus looks like he has been in a fist fight. Like he's got welts, knuckle marks. Yeah.
Oh, you look like you've been in a bar brawl, my friend.
No, it was, yeah, it does feel like that. Except there was just one guy.
Oh, well, that's a little awkward. But okay. Sorry, my friend. Well, I hope you feel better, I guess. Awkward. Let's go find Terra.
Yes.
This conversation's going nowhere.
Yes, let's go find Terra before.
Barag the diplomat.
Barag the no strategy.
All right. So where do you guys head?
Well, you said she was last seen walking down to the porch, right?
She was there with Cafelda, so that's the last place she was headed. I was coming from the port. Had a bit of a gnarly fight down there myself, pretty bloody, lots of bodies, and in a golden hand. I can just hold it up.
You got a trophy.
Show. Yeah. Remember that monk that tried to steal our stuff?
You mean the guys that sent running?
Yes, that one. Well,
Literally, like I sent him running in fear.
exactly. And I took his hand again.
Jeez, that guy is unlucky with hands.
Where's the rest of them?
I think he got dispatched. Well, he kind of gutted himself.
Oh.
Yeah. Warriors, death, and all honor. You know how that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's lying down on the sand on the beach last time I left him. Yeah.
Oh, you got the better of that one.
Yeah, it was brutal, and but I had to save my father. It was worth it. But
Right.
yes, to the port then, my friends.
To the port.
To the port.
All right. So you guys head over to the port. For the most part, the lower side of Baldur's Gate is very much in control now. a lot of the mage knights of the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon are maintaining a very tight control on the lower city, and you think it's probably to bring in reinforcements from other cities. Other ships, privateers will probably be along shortly. Is your guess? What's up?
The camera moved just a tiny bit. She accidentally hit the
Oh
point.
yeah, it did. You're gonna have to move it a little.
Yep.
And we're back. So you guys head over to the port. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I need you guys to make a perception roll. Since you're all looking for Terra, it will be with advantage.
Everybody with advantage?
No, one person. Whoever has the highest perception.
Okay, 9 modifiers, so I made my first one. Same number, 14.
14.
Yeah.
It doesn't take too long. You see Terra there kind of stroking the head of Nox as Nox has her head sticking out of Terra's vest.
And day drinking.
And day drinking. I can imagine this 2.5 foot halfling just getting completely sloshed on the beach.
Oh no.
No shoes on. Just totally relaxed.
Halflings rarely wear shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Just completely not caring that there's demons and stuff around. Just
Well, for the most part, you're completely demon free where you are.
yeah.
Oh, well, who wants to deal with that? And I just point towards Terra.
So I walk up to her. Well, you seem to have relaxed quite quickly after that ordeal.
Yes.
You see she's got like a blood smear like right across her face. She's got almost like war paint on.
You know, they're not actually 100% gone yet. I mean, if you're needed again to fight, that may not help you.
Take another swig. What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, my.
Duly noted.
I'm trying to. You look like shit. What the hell is that on
Thanks.
your shoulder?
That is a wound that I
It's
suffered.
still bleeding.
Yeah, it's
That's a hole, my
got
dear.
pretty bad out there.
That's not a wound. That's a hole.
And Barag poked it, made it bleed more.
Oh.
So
Speaking of dumb dwarfs, where is he?
He's right there.
he's right here.
Right here.
Why are you?
You're speaking about this dumb dwarf.
Why are you antagonizing our tiefling here?
Your
Speaking about
tiefling.
this dumb dwarf. It's going on a t-shirt.
That's gonna be a new slogan for us.
Not for us.
For me. For Barag. You know, I just wanted to see how bad it was, so maybe...
It's bad. He's got a hole in
Yeah,
his shoulder.
maybe I could
Look
help
at
him.
He
Maybe
looks
I
like
heal
shit.
it.
Like literal shit.
That,
Well, so
that
do
point
you,
has
but-
been made already.
Yeah.
So I go up to him. Let me take a look. Come sit.
Are you to poke it?
I'm not gonna poke it. Just sit.
So I sit down.
Sit down in the
So-
sand. Feels good to actually be off your feet. You're still bleeding pretty good. And the second that he sits down, Nox pokes her head out of her vest and you see her head just crane right over to Daedalus. And her tongue just hangs out of the side of her muzzle as it starts licking.
I back up with you.
She looks at you and then looks at Daedalus and looks at you very excitedly.
No, you cannot go play with the elf. And so I hold up a piece of jerky.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, no.
14 plus 9.
23.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you have her attention, and it seems her attention is on you and the jerky. So,
We do not eat elves, especially that elf. I don't know. He's kind of skinny for you, anyways. So I kind of.
quickly, her head turns to Daedalus for a long second, and then goes right back to you.
We don't eat elves.
And you see that she's trying to kind of make the connection.
Right.
You see her kind of trying to process that,
Right.
but is having a very difficult time. She's just overstimulated by everything that's going on.
Right. So I kind of just like pet her and give her a jerky.
Okay.
And And she's like poking out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, that's a funny picture. So I'm actually gonna take a look at his wounds really quick. Would I be able
little
to
ranger
use-
skill, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Fancy.
So what are you gonna use?
First,
You got 2 levels in ranger, yes?
yes.
Okay.
First I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
You love saying that, huh?
I love it.
It's so good. It's so good when you can say that. I cast Cure Wounds. Okay.
So I'm going to do that.
That's first level, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And so like I'm gonna kind of hold his shoulder where the hole is.
So it's a 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. 8.
8.
Yeah. Oh,
Plus.
snap.
8 plus I think it's 4.
What,
No, it's gotta
No.
be more than that.
what's your spellcasting mod? I think it's for Cure Wounds.
Is it Wisdom?
Would it be for ranger? Spellcasting modifier for.
Yeah, it would be a specific.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Cure
Wisdom.
Wounds, 230.
Might be even Charisma.
My ranger would be wisdom, but.
That's what I was thinking. It might be Wisdom.
Okay.
Cure Wounds.
We look under the ranger class and look at what their.
Yeah. Up there it was. It was back there. Technical difficulties.
Still don't know. Druid. No, it's Druid still.
It's in alphabetical order, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to flip. There we go. Ranger. Which one did you pick?
It's
No.
8 plus your. I'm sorry, it's your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Intelligence for rangers. Okay.
Okay, so it would be 16, I'm guessing, total.
You're guessing?
I'm guessing.
What's your
Yes.
intelligence modifier?
Intelligence
Plus-
mod?
oh, plus 3.
Plus your proficiency.
Oh, okay, so 7,
Plus
Well,
8.
that's
15,
So 15.
15.
spell attack. Oh, I'm not trying to litigate. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking that's.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's spell attack. It would be just the stat modifier.
Would it be? Okay, so it'd be just the plus 3.
It would
That's
be
what I
8
thought.
plus 3.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, that's
So
your
11.
spellcasting ability modifier.
Right,
So-
yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
you're
It
right,
was
you're right,
either
yeah.
going to be Wisdom or possibly Charisma, just depending.
So you
But,
take 11 points of health.
Sweet.
And you notice that the blood isn't running quite as quickly as it was from that wound.
Unless somebody pokes it again.
and so I'm actually going to... Would I be able
look
to
away.
roll for a medicine check to put on the aloe and kind of wrap it up?
To stop the bleeding,
To stop the bleeding and to kind of like close it.
I would say medicine would be better utilized if you want to stabilize somebody who's dying.
Right.
It's not going to give them any hit points or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of think of medicine as almost like a combat medic.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of think of it that way.
So would it be sleight of hand or anything to wrap it and put aloe on it, or?
No, you could
Do
just
I-
no. You
okay.
could just say
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and roll wisdom plus proficiency? That's your medicine check.
Mm-hmm.
Roll it with advantage because you have your medical kit. Yes.
Yes.
So,
Fancy.
Nat 20.
nat 20. I'll give you
no
another
joke.
point of health for that.
I am cured.
Yeah, you see, she starts to kind of bind your wound. She takes out a couple of bandages and binds your wound and kind of sets your shoulder. It hurts like a mother when she does it, but you feel like you've got a little bit more range of mobility than what you had. Because you were relegated to one pistol. But now you feel better. Not 100%, but you feel a little better.
It's impressive for being under the influence.
So I take another swig. Want some?
Oh, I'm okay.
You sure?
Make
Yeah.
a constitution modifier. Check. Constitution check, please. DC is 12.
14.
14? Okay. You're not drunk, but you're feeling pretty good.
feel good about this.
Alright, my friend, I think
I am
we've,
feeling really warm about this.
you might want to slow your roll a little. We have, Daedalus and I have something you need to take a look at.
Daedalus kind of looks like shit too.
I will take a look a little later at Daedalus, but we have something, an item, not him personally, an item for you to look at.
So I bring out my little scroll.
What's that? It's bamboo.
It's a scroll. You ever heard of one?
I open it up. It's a map. It's like part of this city.
And I'll pull out mine and I'll roll it out.
Well,
I
you
also
said
have
an
a part.
item, not a map. I'm thinking of the bamboo.
Whatever. This map, okay? This is specific over here.
So these look from the looks of it though, it looks like these are only parts of it, not the whole thing.
Yeah. So I pass Terra mine. I give it over to her.
The same thing.
So I kind of like make like a flat surface, like by moving the sand with my hands and try to place it.
Okay. Rocky puts himself in the corner of one of the maps to hold it down.
So I pat him on the top of the head.
Sure.
And I put my flask on the other corner.
Sure. Nox starts to kind of work her way out of your vest.
And so I just kind of like pat her on the head.
She starts chasing flies in the sand.
I kind of shrug. That's my girl. So I'm going to use my navigator's tools.
Okay, so here's because you don't have cartography, but you do have navigation. Normally, it's meant to be used by starlight on the ocean. However, because you are a navigator on a ship, you do have a lot of experience. So normally you would do this at a disadvantage, but because you have so much experience with maps, that will kind of cancel that out. Mm-hmm. So it'll just be a straight roll with your tools.
21?
Yeah, it's a map of Baldur's Gate. Specifically the lower city.
This is absolutely a map of, well, here. But it's more specifically the map of the lower city. Which is odd. You would think they may have some type of affiliation in the market. You know, ritzy, glamorous douchebags up there.
Now, you do notice that there are two pieces of the map. It's 4 pieces.
Right.
You've only got 2 of them. So whatever's identified on all 4 put together is on one of the missing 2 pieces.
Right.
So if you want to take the time to kind of figure out where those other 2 pieces are, you can pretty much surmise that what you're looking for is on one of the 2 missing pieces.
Right.
So if you wanted to, as a group, kind of pointing out, landmarks and streets that you see, kind of fill in the blanks, as it were, and look for anything that's somewhat unusual, you absolutely can do that with advantage. This would be an investigation roll with advantage. Whoever has the highest investigation, which would be intelligence. Who's got the highest intelligence?
Who's got more than 7?
I don't have more than 7.
Okay.
I don't either.
Okay,
Alright.
so
You're the smartest one out of all of us, apparently.
Oh, you guys are in trouble.
The pirate. The drunk pirate.
Yeah.
Great.
22.
Advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
With advantage.
Roll again.
24.
All right. So you guys take a couple hours to walk around the city. And as you're walking around, you do see people are now coming out of their homes, still armed. Not well armed either. Some of them are coming out with, hooks that you would use for fishing, ship implements, tools, mallets, things like that. But they are now kind of slowly starting to come out of their homes. Maybe the presence of Valor's Ransom giving them a little bit more confidence that they would normally have as they start coming out. And you guys start seeing common landmarks. On one of the missing pieces, the clock tower that you were fighting, that Ava was shooting from initially when you saw her, and you kind of point that out to the group, and you guys are able to pretty much fill in the gaps of those 2 missing pieces. So go ahead and make another investigation roll, again with advantage because you guys are all kind of trying to help out.
Natural 20.
So easily enough. One thing that is curious is, the lower side of Baldur's Gate is one of the more grimy parts of Baldur's Gate because it's so often used. But you do notice there seems to be a drainage, a sewer drain that is not on the map, not supposed to be there. And it looks like newer construction. Barag, make an intelligence check with advantage.
So 14.
14. As Terra kind of points out that drainage, you're kind of looking at the grate and you're looking at the stone around it, and you could tell it's definitely newer stone.
Okay.
It looks like a very common stone to the area of Baldur's Gate. It wasn't, imported from Chult or anything else, or the Feywild. It's a very common stone, and it looks like it was done in a hurry. Yeah.
So I kind of stroke my beard as I stare at the stonework, and I tell the group, that grate and that stonework, that's new. Everything around it is pretty old, but someone did that in a hurry.
Not to mention, I don't think it's on the map. This might be our spot.
I think this is what the map was intended to lead to, even though we don't have the other 2 pieces. I'm pretty sure this is the place.
Well, first I say we rest.
Aye. It's been a long day.
Because I don't know about you, but I want to continue day drinking. It has been a long, long day.
Aye.
It seemed like the same thing as resting, but...
And day drinking.
I think for her they're the same. She's a pirate. They probably drink in their sleep. Just saying.
Like dwarves are any better.
Well, we hold our liquor a little bit better than you do, because, you're like this tall.
So I kind of make a face. I don't even respond. I'm just like, he's not wrong.
But I don't drink anymore. So.
And I kind of I have one eyebrow up,
Yeah. Different path and all. But I agree with Terra. I think this is something we should tackle tomorrow. I think we all need to bed down for the... where's my shrunken head? I need to know the time.
You don't have it.
Terra? Kohl? Daedalus? Anybody see my shrunken head? Who's got it?
You think I would keep that thing?
Yeah, I know you probably wouldn't. You hate sleeping on the floor, let alone hold that thing in your pack.
I've been trying to destroy it since I found out you had it.
Well...
I may yet succeed.
It's very useful. Trust me.
It is completely useless.
Well, when
But
we're in a dark place and you need to know north, that thing will tell us.
And he has a cute little bow now.
Actually, I took that bow off already.
It's back on. Don't worry.
Whatever. So you have it. I want my shrunken head, please.
The light bulb comes up.
I need my shrunken head, please.
Daedalus, would you like to come with me to the beach? I am hungry and I need some fish.
Why can I come with you?
You're annoying me.
I'm gonna go to the beach anyways. Can I have my shrunken head, please?
No.
I'm going to go see what's left of the clam hammer.
There's nothing left of the clam hammer.
Yeah.
So I will see what's left of it.
There's a hole in the clam hammer.
You have
2 of them, exactly.
Yeah, 1 down and 1 up, I think. So you have fun with that, and
You sure you don't want
the
fish?
bar. Your dwarf. He dismantled the bar, just so you know. Just an FYI.
You were there.
I think that there'll be a lot of rebuilding to do.
On the way, I would like to try and find a vendor who might be selling cloaks. Maybe.
Okay. Make a perception roll.
Okay.
What did you roll?
11.
11? It's not difficult. It's the 10 was the DC.
Okay.
And you are able to find a street vendor. Now, most of the business, all of the businesses really are closed. Many of them were like the Clamhammer. They were just putting stuff up in front of the windows and the doors. Now, when I say street vendor, I mean it in the most rudimentary sense. You do see some of the merchants from the lower side giving out, blankets and water skins filled with fresh water, bandages, a copper here and there. More. It seems like it's much more of a humanitarian effort than it is, a chance to profit. Although there may be some guys like that out there, from what you can see, everybody just seems to try to want to help one another, and it's an unusual feeling. It's not something that you see very often, but it seems in the face of tumultuous times like this, people come together to help each other, and it's kind of what you're witnessing as you're kind of looking around. You do see a woman. She's got a blanket laid out, and she's got common clothing, a lot of kid-sized clothing, blankets, things like that. So yeah.
Pardon me. I find myself in the position of looking for a couple of cloaks, something plain, something black, and also gray if you have it.
Plain, black, and gray cloaks?
Yes.
Well, cloaks, we do a lot of business in cloaks. I mean, it's kind of the fashion that you need on the water.
Yes, well, I know you're trying to help everybody right now. It's, to be honest with you, it's not really something I need as much as something I want.
Understood. Natural 20. So, you own the Climhammer, don't you?
Yes, or whatever's left of it.
I'm gonna cross my fingers for you. There's not much left of my place, unfortunately, so I've moved what I could out in front, and let me get those cloaks for you, okay?
Thank you.
So you see her rifling through a very huge stack. It's almost bigger than her, this stack, but it's multicolored. There's a lot of grays, blues, browns, and she pulls out a black cloak, and then she pulls out one that kind of has a color of almost like a cotton, and then she pulls out a brown cloak, and she pulls out a skin. Who's with you? Did you go by yourself?
I think I went by myself.
Daedalus, where'd you go?
I didn't go anywhere, just hanging back with them.
Okay, so with Barag and Terra?
Yeah.
Okay, so she pulls out one skin of water. She pulls out about a day's worth of rations in the form of bread, essentially. She kind of puts that in a bundle and ties it kind of all together. Make a perception roll.
23.
23. You definitely see her slip something in the middle of the bundle between two of the cloaks. It's a small, very worn leather case, and she kind of ties the bundle together and kind of hurries along to you, and she says, I have something in here. I know of your reputation, and I know what you do for the city, you and your friends, and I'm sure you've done your part to, help clean this up, this mess, these demons, and I'm sure there's more work to be done, so there's something in here for you.
Well, thank you. It's quite generous.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent size stack that she's given you.
So I take it from her and I dig into my coin pouch and I pull out 25 gold and I drop it in her hand. I know this isn't much in the grand scheme of things,
She goes,
but
I can't accept your money.
please, you're doing so much to help the people of the city. It's the least I can do.
So she looks at it for a second, and Okay, this will go back into the city.
Excellent.
Good luck with your establishment.
Thank you. Same to you.
So she kind of continues, helping people.
And as I'm walking down the street towards the clam hammer, I want to try to unbundle it a little bit, what she gave me, and just pull out the black cloak and whatever she had slipped in there.
Okay.
And I'll put the cloak on and then inspect whatever it was she put in there.
The cloak smells like lavender. It smells really, really good. And you can, as you kind of pull it out, you can tell it's handmade, and it's very high quality. And as you pull out the what she slipped in the bundle, it's a very well worn leather case, very plain. But as you kind of pop open the flap, you see 6 tubes of glowing red liquid within.
Okay, so I put those away with the other ones that that Rodtail had given me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if I'm remembering correctly, I drank 2 of those. Maybe it was 3.
I think it was 2.
2 of those, which would have made 4 left over from there.
Mm-hmm.
And she just gave me 5.
She gave you 6.
6. Okay, so 10 total. Do I know if they're all of the same strength? Because the ones he gave me were just regular.
Do you have Arcana?
No.
You'd probably have to have Daedalus take a look at it.
Okay.
You know what it is. You know it's definitely health potions.
Okay.
But you just don't know the intensity of it.
Okay.
You know sometimes Daedalus will kind of look at it and shake it, and depending on the intensity of the shimmer, he can kind of tell the grade of health potions. They all have kind of like a shimmer or a shine, almost like metallic flake in the liquid. But you know it's health potion, but that's about it.
Okay, so I just make my way to the clam hammer.
All right, so the 3 of you.
I'm gonna look for. On the way, is that where the vendors are? It's on the way to the beach?
No, it's actually toward the clam hammer.
Okay.
You're pretty much on the beach. They
Right.
met you at the beach,
Oh, that's
so
right,
you're
that's
there
right.
already.
So, I'm actually gonna go out and kind of just start a fire first. Kind of clear a space and try to start a fire.
Make a survival check. Look at that face. Look at that
Victory.
puss. What was that?
18, 19, 20,
Natural
26.
26? Okay.
Natural 17.
Easily enough. With Daedalus and Barag helping, grabbing, some dry wood and things like that, you're able to make a nice little fire pit. Yeah. With a roll like that, you can make it a bonfire if you want, or
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Make a bonfire.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
And as you're you're putting the bonfire together, and you're putting all the kindling on the bottom of the fire, and you're making sure it's gonna get enough air. Make a perception roll. What'd you roll?
25.
Wow. As you are getting the fire set, you feel something cold and wet just kind of apparate in your pocket.
So I kind of chuckle to myself and I pull it out and I pretty much know
It's a bass.
it's a fish. Yeah. So
So quickly, Nox turns around. She sees it.
you want it, girl?
You see her,
want it?
as soon as you say that, you see her legs start going up and down, up and down, up and down. She's almost like she's running in place.
Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it?
And she's going faster and faster and faster the more you kind of tease her with it.
Go get the fish.
You hear her go, "Ah!" and then just run after it, and just completely shred the thing. Her hunter instincts are really coming in. You could see her using her legs more with her prey or with her food. But yeah, she tears into it.
Good girl. All right. Brog, you want to stay here?
Unless you need help with whatever it is you're going to
I'm
be
going
doing.
fishing,
Ah,
and I don't think dwarves can fish well.
Well, if anybody can fish well, it would be Daedalus, but
with his
I am.
elven instincts.
Yeah. He probably would want me to stay behind because last time he got a big fish, I kind of kicked him in the back.
Then don't kick us in the back and stay here.
Sounds good to me. I will stay here and man the fire.
Good.
All right.
So, I kind of like motion to Daedalus. Alright, let's go.
So I get.
I need your...
Just for the hell of it. Barag, I need you to make a survival check.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yay.
Don't screw it up.
Oh, I will screw it up just for you now. Just gonna light everything on fire. Let's see, survival. Oh,
Survival's
well,
a wisdom.
Yeah, I have a pretty decent wisdom thing because I also have
Wisdom
proficiency
thing?
in survival.
Okay, cool.
So that's good for me. Uh, 16.
16?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're able to keep the fire going. You don't drown it out with too much wood.
Mm-hmm.
Just the right amount of oxygen is going to the base of the fire, keeping it lit. So yeah, you're doing a pretty good job.
Awesome.
Daedalus?
So I'm gonna follow her, and I ask her, "Do you have any poles or anything?"
So, I kind of get like a stick, and just kind of like rudimentary.
That's a survival check.
Would I be able to?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
15?
15. You're able to fashion a very rudimentary, barely functional pole with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
The hook you're able to whittle out of a piece of wood, but you don't know if it's going to snap or not.
Right.
You don't really have the proper tools that you need
Right.
to make a pole, but you think it'll work.
This might work, and if not, I think we can try and see if we could find somebody that has at least a decent fishing pole. I'm sure we'll probably find somebody. And I kind of look behind me. There's a lot of people here.
Make a perception roll.
Flav.
Only a 7.
All right. Okay. So it looks like it'll function.
I was looking. I was like, "Okay, I hope it holds."
All right. So you guys are gonna go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Survival check and survival check, please.
Good luck.
Ooh, natural 19.
Oh!
That's 16.
16.
Oh, don't forget your mods.
Your survival mod.
Yeah.
It should be
Wisdom.
on the bottom.
Yeah. It's the last one on the
The
bottom
last
of the list. Yeah, at very bottom.
3.
So 19 total.
So modified.
Modified 19.
And
All right. Very good. So you guys managed to pull up a couple of decent sized fish. You see Daedalus's pole. I'm assuming you're using your knife and doing like a form of spear fishing.
Yeah.
Yes? You see Daedalus's pole kind of like bend as soon as he gets a bite, and you hear it start to crack. But you're able to get over there really quick and kind of help him pull up a decent sized fish. So you've got one halibut and one sea bass.
Fancy.
So whatever fish I caught, I just pass it over to her.
You caught the halibut.
Okay, I pass the halibut over to her.
So,
It's decent size.
I turn to him, well, you think this might be good, or should I try for one more?
They're big fish.
Maybe one more, but you should try. I think this thing is, it barely made it through that one.
All right.
So, I'm going to.
Okay.
19.
All right. So you're waiting for about 20 minutes. You're about knee deep in water as you have both of your daggers out. And you get a little movement at the surface, just through the peripherals of your eye on the left side. You see a little bit of movement. I need you to make another perception roll.
8.
8 total. You don't see the movement, but you see Terra move very, very quickly as she throws both of her daggers and impales a small shark, a sand shark, and you're able to pull it with your chains completely out of the water.
That's a big shark.
It's about 5 foot. It's about a 5 foot shark.
I was gonna say it's probably bigger than me.
It is bigger than you.
So I kind of like heave.
Yeah, it's got, there's the last vestiges of life as it's being pulled out of the water and onto the surface, but it'll take the two of you a concerted effort to carry all 3 fish.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, this is gonna have to. We're gonna have to work together. You are significantly taller than me. Yes?
Yes.
So maybe you can try getting the 2 fish that we caught earlier.
Okay, so I grab up the 2 fish.
Yeah, easy enough. And you're able to drag the shark behind you up to the beach, to your campfire. And then you start cleaning and
I start cleaning.
All right, so you make preparations for dinner. You do see kind of a blockade right where the beach kind of ends and like the cobblestone roads begin. You do see a kind of like a triage unit, and the triage unit is basically tents have been set up to care for the most grievously injured people during the attack. And you see clerics of many different orders. They're kind of tending to people. So you just have yourself dinner?
And I start cutting like little bits off to go and give to the triage, like to kind of put aside to give to the people.
Okay. It's a lot of fish. And as you're kind of cutting up like single portions, you do see people every once in a while come by and, excuse me, madam, can we share a bit of fire?
Absolutely. Here, come sit down. Dinner is up.
So as you kind of invite them to the fire, a lot of people like make their way on the opposite side of the fire of where Nox is. They kind of look and I'll just sit right here. And Nox has just got a face full of fish blood and guts. Talons just strewn with fish guts. And then as she, every once in a while you'll notice she'll take a huge bite of fish and then quickly look at Daedalus. Her yellow eye just sharpens very quickly and just she stares for an uncomfortably long time and then goes right back to eating. So, Kohl, you make it to the climb hammer relatively quickly. And it is not the same place that you remember. As you kind of enter the threshold where the doors used to be, one door is completely missing, and then the other door is just hanging on by a hinge that has been completely like twisted. And as you kind of like move it out of your way to go in, it just falls onto the floor. The windows have been completely busted out. You see there's almost no furniture left to speak of. The bar was completely stripped at one point and placed as a barrier on the windows. So there's no even real bar to speak of. But I need you to make a perception roll.
21.
You hear movement in the climb hammer as you're kind of surveying the damage and kind of sussing out in your head what Terra's going to pay for and what she's not going to pay for. You hear movement coming from one of the kegs that Greer has on the side. He's got these huge barrels of different ales, and he's even got orc grog in one of them. And from one of those barrels, one of those kegs, you hear movement. And as you kind of step a little bit closer and kind of sharpen your hearing, you think it's coming from inside.
So I draw one of my pistols and I get really close to it, and I just listen to see if there's any sound that I recognize that I've heard before.
I'll say with that perception roll, you hear breathing. It's a very, very rapid, at a very rapid pace though.
And the barrel is enclosed. It's
completely enclosed
okay.
from the direction you're looking at it.
So I kind of tap on it a couple times with my pistol. Just wait for.
And you hear a tap coming from the inside.
So is there a way for me to like pop the end off?
Yeah,
of the barrel?
it's actually got a metal band that secures the top of the keg, so you can actually stick a dagger or a sword between the band and just pop it right off.
So I take my sword out and I get as far away as possible and just kind of pop the thing off and then like take several steps back.
So as you pop it off and the lid just comes right off, there's a little bit of liquid that comes out, but you see a very drunk griffin, the flying monkey, with a fork that's almost bigger than he is, and he's just kind of like swaying from left to right with his eyes wide, and he sees you, and in an instant of recognition, he drops the fork and flitters over to your shoulder and just hugs on you.
Oh, hey, you're still around. That's great. Barag will be happy.
He's having a hard time holding onto your shoulder because he's very drunk.
So I kind of like hold him to steady him, and then I go like digging in the back for some kind of food, and like, what is it that you eat again? And I just look for some kind of meat or something.
Make a perception roll.
13.
After about 30 minutes or so, you are able to get a small plate, enough for you and the animal to eat. It's a variety of dried fruits, peanut paste. It's really about it.
Okay, so
everything else has been destroyed.
I look around. I still have one of my pistols drawn. I'm like holding on to him with the other hand. And I just
you can feel his little fingers like holding onto your earlobe, your tiefling earlobe, and then the other one holding onto the horn, as if he's just trying to steady himself on you.
Yeah. Well, you and Terra can share some stories then, and I walk around and I just clear the building of any leftover demons, anything I may or may not find.
Make a perception roll.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You see a lot of dead demons, but you also see a lot of dead flaming fists, who at some point had come in here, because this had the highest concentration of demons in the lower quarter. So a lot of the fighting was it's actually a miracle that there is still a building here. A lot of the fighting was centralized here in the Clamhammer. So you see a lot of fallen flaming fists, but it seems clear of any living thing.
So I'd like to go up top to one of the rooms.
Do you check everywhere in the Clamhammer, even downstairs? The space that we discovered
that
you
before.
Had found?
I don't want to go down there. I'd like to check, because the entrance to that place is in my quarters, right?
Yes.
So,
no, it's actually from the storage room next to your quarters.
Okay. So,
and the porthole is actually still there.
Okay.
So is Nodby's cage. The cage is still there as well.
Okay, so I'm not going to go down there, but I would like to check that storage room and my quarters. And if they're clear, I'm going to head upstairs to one of the sleeping quarters up there, one of the rooms, and even with the roof the way it is, just find a bed to lay down on up there.
Okay. You as you are kind of looking through the storage room, one of the kegs of gunpowder that you had stored in there had broken during a fight. You can save most of the gunpowder. You just need to put it in a new barrel, kind of gather it. But some of it has spilled out. But it's other than that, that's really the only damage in the storage room. You made sure to lock and secure both the storage room, because you didn't want anything coming in and out, and your private quarters, because that is literally your treasure trove. So, and they seem relatively undisturbed, both rooms.
Okay. So yeah, I'll head upstairs, and if there's if there are any corpses, like if I can find a room without corpses, I'll go there. If I can't, then I'm just gonna drag whatever corpses
There are
are there.
corpses all over the place.
Yes.
Both human and demonic.
So I'll try to, like, as long as they're not like on the bed, then I'll actually just leave them where they're at and just lay on the bed and try to get some sleep. So
The visual of Cole laying on a bed, just surrounded by dead people and demons, is funny to me. But yeah, you are able to kind of clear off some of the rubble off of one of the beds upstairs.
okay.
And get some rest. There are corpses in that room.
And I'll put Griffin kind of like on the bed next to me and just try to keep an eye on him until he conks out, and then I'll try to.
Oh, he's been trying not to pass out ever since you found him.
Okay. So, easy.
So the
enough
second you lie down, he's
Okay.
out.
Cool. So I will try to get as much rest as possible.
All right. What about you?
So everybody at this point is.
You've actually got like a small crowd now of people kind of sharing stories of horrible things that they experienced. Like most normal, and you kind of take this for granted because you and your fellow adventurers, you're not normal. You're not like common folk. And a lot of these folk have lost family members in the evening. Some of them are grieving. Some of them are still looking for people, kind of holding out hope that they could be found. And then you just hear stories of, one father had to hide his children under, the dead bodies of his wife and his parents to hide from demons. And obviously the children, as you hear him recount this horrible story, you look at the two kids and they just kind of have these blank, vacant looks in their eyes. You can tell that they've been traumatized. And a lot of people in Baldur's Gate have been, traumatized in the same fashion. So
Right.
it's kind of like a sobering reminder of, I'm Terra Highhill and I'm a halfling, but, these people are a lot less capable. So, yeah.
About how far? Well, it's already nighttime, right? It's already dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably like where the vendors were, they're probably all closed up and all that.
You haven't gone that deep into the lower city. I mean, Barag has and Daedalus has, but you haven't. You were at the you fought at the beach.
Right.
You stay and you've been there ever since. You haven't left, so you don't know really what's going on in the rest of the city. You hear murmurs of the east and the west side of Baldur's Gate trying to get secure. A lot of flaming fists are being kind of diverted from the lower city. And for the most part, it's the Mage Knights from the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon have been tasked with holding the lower city. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Barag and I'm actually gonna go take a look at the damage, I guess you can say.
Damage, I think.
I haven't been out there, and from what I can tell from these people, it's bad, isn't it?
It's pretty bad, but I think that's something you might want to leave to another day. I think you should get some rest first, because that could take a while. The city's, this is your city. It's pretty large, and that's a lot of damage to look at. I think it's better use of your time to stay here and take a rest. We've all had a taxing day.
I guess you're right, so I kind of just stretch my legs.
And I mean, plus, you've been drinking, to no end, so I just picture Terra aimlessly walking through the streets with her.
Ending up into an alley somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just like passed out in an alley, like crap. But I just I'm actually gonna take some of the fish as I'm talking to Terra and start can I do a survival check to actually preserve some of the fish for later?
Like make jerky out of it? Fish jerky?
Essentially.
You don't have salt.
Yeah. Okay.
And you don't have a smoking house. I mean, you've got a fire, but you don't have a smokehouse.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, if you wanted to attempt to do that at a severe disadvantage and a high difficulty rating, you can attempt to take some, and do it.
It's your survival, I think. No. Yeah, you know what? No skin off my back. It's not like I'm gonna kill. Well,
that's a lot. That's some food wasted, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take one piece of fish and try to do it. I'm not gonna take a bunch. I'm just gonna do it with one. So I don't waste anything.
At a disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you don't really have the right salt.
Yeah. So disadvantage, and can I know the difficulty check?
23.
Woo! Yeah, so I need a natural 20 to win this, pretty much. 23 exactly.
23 exactly. On the lower one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So miraculously, you are able to kind of take some of the salt from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of put it over the fire, dry it out, try to extract as much of the salt as you can.
Yeah.
And you're able to use that and get one day's worth of preserved fish.
Sweet.
So yeah, you've essentially made fish jerky.
Yeah.
Out of nothing.
Nothing. Miracle.
Yeah.
Dude, I rolled a 19 and a 16 on that one. So
those are nice rolls.
I got super lucky on that. But so how many pieces? So I only did one piece of fish jerky, one piece of fish.
Yep.
So.
There's a lot of fish.
you know it was difficult to do.
Yeah, so I'm going to look at it and be like, should I do it again? That's a lot of work. And I look at Terra and Daedalus and I'm like, so I'm gonna do it again for a few more, enough to get some for the group at least.
All right. You're doing a total of 4 more or 3 more?
I would say, what, 2, 4, 6? I would say I'm going to do a total of 8.
8?
8.
Okay, so one was 23.
2, and 2.
So the difficulty on this is going to be 30. At a disadvantage.
Dang. Well, there's no way I can make that, but okay. Well, I guess. Well, even with a natural 20, I won't make that, so.
Okay. So you're kind of looking at these slabs of meat, and you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to extract that much salt in the amount of time given to make this happen. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to do before you bed down?
I'm just distributing food over by the camp, to the various clerics and to those helping.
They're all very kind of humbled that Terra Highhill would come over and do that. What about you, Daedalus? What are you doing?
Not anything I can think of, so I think I'm just going to meditate for the evening.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm going to roll out the bedroll and bid everybody.
Hop a squat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
as you do, you notice Rocky going into the fire for a few minutes, and he kind of rolls out of the fire right by where Terra is laying down, and then Nox comes over, kind of lays right next to Rocky and kind of wraps her tail around Rocky and goes to sleep. You can see her little chest kind of, as she's breathing, popping up and down very quickly. Every once in a while, her yellow eye will open and her iris goes right over to a meditating Daedalus and then closes again.
So I kind of at this point, it's kind of like a big family hug. So I'm kind of pulling all of my...
Sure.
all of my animals and pets towards me. Okay. My children.
Sure.
Very protectively, hugging them.
You kind of you are a halfling, so you are small, but you are able to kind of curl around Rocky and Nox.
Spoon.
Yeah, yeah, a giant spoon, and she's putting off a lot of heat, Rocky, and you're able to stay warm for the whole evening. So, all right. So the morning approaches, and you actually are awoken by bells of ships now coming to port. You see military forces from as far as Waterdeep have been sailing to Baldur's Gate, and it looks like they Waterdeep isn't very far, and it looks like they've received a raven some time ago about what was happening, and is bringing reinforcements and soldiers and food and water. So now the beach area that you are at, the campfire is now dwindled down, and it's very busy with activity. And you noticed this some time ago. You actually, after your 4 hours, you kind of came out of your meditative state, and you were able to just kind of watch the ships roll in, as it were. So what do you guys do?
I kind of like peek one eye open, and I'm just like, pull up my hood, and again, still spooning. Just like, I'm tired.
Okay.
Sort of motion. Because Terra does not like to get up in the morning.
Yeah. All right, Cole. You wake up to the smell of blood in the air. Coagulated blood. It kind of has that coppery sort of smell. Demonic blood kind of has. It's almost like a brimstone sort of smell to it, as you the first little bits of light shine through the window.
Okay. Is Griffin still there?
He's hungover as shit.
Okay.
He's there.
So
You see him kind of dry heaving. You see a tiny little puddle of monkey vomit.
So is there any food left for him in the Claymhammer that I might be able to gather?
Make another perception roll.
And water as well, if there's any.
You've got water. You've got the water
I got the
skin
water skin.
from the vendor Bella.
Okay. 25.
25. You, even with a roll that high, you were able to scrounge up just the last vestiges of food, which is like some dried bread. You're able to scrape a little bit of the mold off of it. But yeah, you're able to gather a little bit.
Okay, so I'd like to just prepare that as best as I can and put that in front of him and just find a little like saucer or small plate or something, put some water on that, and just like put that next to him and then leave.
So as you kind of lay it down next to him, he kind of looks at it and then looks at you. His eyes are just very, very big, and he just kind of like just pushes it away and then lies back down in the bed.
So I'll leave the building, and is the beach where I last saw them, is that on the way to the prison?
It's actually in the opposite direction.
It's in the opposite direction. Okay, well then I'll go to the beach first.
Okay. So as you head over to the beach, you do see it's busy. You do see a lot of very large wooden crates being carted off by horse-drawn like wagons, and it looks like more ships have come to port as you kind of take a look at the dock from a distance. And as you get closer, you do see your compatriots. You see Daedalus, and you see Barag, and you see Terra, all there.
Okay. Do I see any flaming fists?
You see a lot. You see a very minimum amount of flaming fists. You see a lot of Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon, and it seems, you're guessing, but it seems like they've been tasked to kind of secure the lower part of the city.
Okay. Well, I'll just make my way over to the group then.
Okay. And you see them all kind of sitting by a dwindled kind of bonfire on the beach.
Well, How did your evening
Terra is
go?
still sleeping.
How did your evening go?
And I kind of
Peaceful?
just show him fish. Well, it was not too bad, you know. Warm fire, fish. How was yours?
Oh, it's okay. Griffin's at the clam hammer still. He got a little. He got really drunk actually. He's okay, but
Drunk?
he's sleeping it off upstairs. Just so you know.
How bad is the clam hammer? Just out of curiosity.
It's still standing, but it's gutted. Pretty
That's
much.
good.
So
Did you happen to put him in that cage?
no, I didn't. He was out, man.
Well,
He's gonna be there for a while.
it probably would have been best to put him in that cage because, you know, food and water will be provided if he's in the cage. But
Well, I gave him food and water. He didn't really want it as
Oh.
it was, but
sleeping it off. Oh,
I mean, you can feel free to go and get him if you want, but I don't think.
no, I think we'll leave the monkeys where he's at. Poor Griffin.
Yeah, he was hiding when I found him. He didn't seem like he was in a hurry to get out of there.
Where?
He's in one of the barrels.
Oh, so that's why he was drunk. Got him
Yeah,
in the
he made use of it,
oh
so can't blame him.
fancy.
Make a perception roll.
28.
28. As you're kind of talking about the adventures of Griffin the Flying Monkey, for the first time it kind of dawns on you, you have not seen Sera, Bael, or Greer since you left to chase Ava
And I
the
didn't see
day
the
prior.
corpses there.
And you know for sure that Greer would have been back
Right.
at the Clam Hammer.
And I didn't find any of their bodies in the clan.
No, you did not find any of their bodies in the Clam Hammer. It's markedly it's worrying to you that you haven't seen them anywhere in the lower side or especially in the Clam Hammer.
Okay. Well, looks like we got another one that's sleeping it off, and I point over to Terra.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of just kick her in the foot. Terra, it's time to get up.
No.
So I start going towards the water to just scoop up the biggest hand, like as much water as I can hold in my hand.
Make a side hand check.
Do I see this at all?
Make a perception roll.
Please
I mean,
tell me.
you're sleeping, so it's at disadvantage.
Yes. I was hoping for that.
Groggy.
Let's see. Sleight of hand.
What's your roll?
Natural one.
A natural one. You have no idea what's going on.
8.
8. By the time you scoop the water up and get back, there's very little water left in your hand.
Whatever I have left, I'm just gonna throw it in her face.
Okay. So you get sprinkles of seawater.
That feels good. And so I kind of like rub my face a little bit.
So I pull my alchemy jug, I whisper water, and I just go to dump it on her face.
So, like a scene out of Flashdance, Terra Highhill is just doused.
So I start like washing
With
my
about a
face,
gallon
like,
of water.
totally not even. I'm not even upset. I'm just starting to wash my face. And
It actually feels pretty good.
Feels good. I'm
Yeah.
like, I needed that. Thanks, Barag.
So before I dump the whole thing, I just kind of stop and just kind of just grumble and get pissed off. And
Well,
well, she's up. At least wasted some
Sort
good
of.
drinking water, but
while we're waiting on her, I'm gonna go to the prison. I have some business with them.
I'm coming along.
the prison, I guess, but
Well, I have about 20 or so dead flaming fists in my tavern, so that's one thing. And I'd also like to set up a meeting with our friend Gefelda.
well, about that. Yeah, well, I saw Terra with Griffeld at the port, but when I went back last night, I didn't see her.
Well,
I don't know where she went after
She's-
the port.
she was bound.
So as they're talking, I'm kind of like just ignoring it and kind of like just sharpening My knives.
And Nox is kind of looking at this conversation like it's a tennis match.
Yeah.
When Kohl talks, she looks at Kohl. When Terra does something, she looks at Terra or Barag. So she's kind of back and forth.
Anyway, and I just kind of put the hood up on my cloak, getting ready to travel to the prison. That's where I'll be, so
Well,
it'll take a little while.
I kind of failed to mention she's not at the prison, but someone that she was trying to break out is still at the prison.
Okay, I need to break down what you just said. Shoot, where is she if not at the prison?
I don't know.
Barag said you had her bound,
I did.
and what happened between then and now?
How do I say this? She's gone. And she's not gonna bother us or Baldur's Gate again. I made very, very sure of that.
And how did you do that?
Words can go a long way. In intuition.
Words can also be empty and meaningless. So
That's
what
true.
happened?
The gist of it, I let her go. And I kind of
That's
looked
what
to
I was
Barag.
gathering.
She still loves you, you know.
I just look away. And just ignore it.
And you figured this was worth placing everybody's lives in danger. Everybody who just went through this ordeal with these demons and really with the guild, think it was worth that. They have suffered so much as it is. Most of them have made it out. Many of them didn't, though.
Tell me, Cole, you ever killed somebody you love? Family member, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever?
Why would I need to do that?
Why would you expect me to do that? Or to let her?
I don't expect you to kill her, Terra, but the prison is about a mile in that direction. They were waiting for her.
Would you put your family member in prison? Would
If
you
they were capable of what Gefelda has already proven herself capable of, then yes, I think I would.
I'm willing to bet. You would probably put them in the prison, but as soon as that noose was going to go around their neck, you would have shot it down. I'm almost willing to bet you won't even be close to pulling that trigger of death.
Terra,
I have a conscience. Now. And when I didn't, I was in a dark place. And I almost killed a friend. You know what he did? Nothing, brushed it off. I'm not going to make the same stupid decision that I made back then.
You're responsible for many lives, not just Gefelda's. You're in an adventuring party, this Valor's Ransom. You have his life and my life in your hands, just like we have your life in ours. And you have gambled that over some history you have with this woman.
Some history. There's a lot of history. A lot of it that you don't know.
But I need to be able to trust you with my life, and I don't feel that I can now.
Well, your back's against the wall. I'll be there. And if she even tries to do anything to you, to him, and I kind of point to Daedalus and to Barag, to both of them, I will decapitate her and put her head on a pike. She knows this already.
I think you've had your chance to do that.
I did. And mind you, this is the woman that killed my brother. That just shows you the kind of patience I have. You, on the other hand, I don't think you have that. So I'm wondering, Cole, you're gonna turn me into the flaming fists because you didn't get your bounty? I'll go in the shackles. I'll take the punishment. I'll take the crime. But at the end of the day, If I die, at least I get to see a friend of mine. We'll have a good laugh and a good drink in the end.
This is not about a bounty. I mean, look, make no mistake about it. I know they call me a bounty hunter, but I'm an assassin. I bring people into the prison, sure, if that's how they want it done, but I do what they pay me to do. So I don't assume that I come from any sort of moral high ground here, but this is about self-preservation. I mean, I'd like to, if I can, make it out of this ordeal alive, and I have members of my own party working against me. So just know that I'm not going to turn you in. I don't have any ill will towards you. I'm not going to go out of my way to let them know what's happened, but I need to let them know that she's gone. I won't say how it was done. I'll tell them that she escaped, she slipped by. I don't really care. But they need to know so that they can search for her. And I need both of you to know that if I ever find her personally, that I have to take her in.
She'll be dead. If she comes near us, you, Baldur's Gate, she's dead.
Or that.
She knows this.
I mean, I don't expect her to just give up and let me take her in, but I was trying to sugarcoat it a bit. I'm going to do what I have to do with her.
And that is completely understandable, but let me leave you with this. The day you have to pull a trigger, put a bullet in someone's head that you love, I'll be there to see it. And I'm willing to bet anything that you won't have the stomach to do it.
Words, Terra. And I just tie my hood a little tighter, and I just take off towards the prison.
Words lead to actions, boy. We'll see where you lead.
I just keep going.
Take an inspiration, take an inspiration.
Ooh.
Before Cole can get away, I'm just gonna say, Cole, I think we have more pressing matters to attend to than the prison currently.
No, we don't.
And
And I just keep going.
Fine, so be it, but I'm not gonna go with you. I'll sit this one out, I guess, but I think you're being foolish right now. There's something under the city that we don't know what it is, and you're gonna go after the prison. I think that's a mistake.
It's not a mistake. We have a lieutenant, and obviously with this demon horde,
Horde's pretty much abolished. They're cleaning up the city.
Okay,
The
we
merchant's
need to
quarter's
know
safe.
exactly where this guild master is, and if anybody has any indication through those sewers, it's going to be that jackass in the prison.
Well, what is he going to tell us? Either way, we're going to be going down there, so why waste the time?
Why waste the time? We have a human meat shield with us. If you catch my drift.
Okay. They're not going to let us take him from the prison to take him down in that sewer with us, so it's really a big waste of time.
Well, let's
if
let
that's what you think.
Let's let the Flaming Fist know what's going on. We need backup.
I don't think they're going to lend us any backup. But okay, sure. You do you.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of the sand.
Alright, so do all of you go to the prison?
Yes.
I guess I'll tag along, even though it's a fool's errand.
Alright, so you guys head over to the prison. It's probably about 30 minutes by foot. Tyler, this is the first time you're actually seeing the damage to the city proper. You've pretty much been relegated to the beach area and the port, but as you're kind of walking the blood-stained cobblestone streets, you're now for the first time seeing what the damage is firsthand. The clock tower or rather the tower that Cole was fighting at is now embers. It's almost burnt completely to the studs. Fire had caught during the evening. You walk past the clam hammer, and she looks ugly, but she's still standing tall and true. She's a tough old bird. Many of the, as I had mentioned to Cole, many of the merchants in the merchant quarter, they're not open for business, but you do see a lot of them out, passing out like goods and supplies, clothing and blankets and things like that, especially for the smaller children and the more elderly of Baldur's Gate. Everybody seems to be helping everybody else out in this time of great need.
Is there someone like coordinating that area?
No, it's not a coordinated effort. It's just people taking it upon themselves to do something right.
So,
and as you are walking through and you see this, you do see a lot of people recognize you just by seeing you and kind of give you like just a nod of acknowledgement as you kind of are walking by.
So I go up to where like all the merchants are set up, and I flag the first merchant I see. Excuse me, are you guys taking donations?
Just an older human gentleman. Yes, miss. What sort of donations, like clothing or food?
I do have some food here, and could you guys use some money? Anything to...
Yeah, I would probably give it to one of the clerics of the churches. They've been handling a lot of the finances. We're just out here handing out blankets, doing our part.
So I pull out... Let me see how many days I have. Okay, I do still have some. I pull out like a days of my rations, and then I pull out 10 platinum.
Ooh. All right. So his eyes get big. 10 platinum, it's a lot, madam.
I understand, but it goes to a good use, right?
I will make sure it gets to the clerics.
And here's some food for you lot. You guys are passing out for everybody, but make sure you guys
we forget to eat sometimes with the work.
Please eat, please. And so I pass out like even some of the leftover fish that we had, and just give it to him to pass out to the other merchants.
Okay.
Make sure you lads eat and lasses.
Thank you, madam.
You're very welcome. So I just start walking.
Okay. So you hear him, wife, manage the blanket. I'm gonna go over to the clerics. So you see him kind of go in the direction that you had come from, that triage tent where many of the clerics of the different houses and the different orders were. So you guys get to the prison. It's unusual because you're seeing a lot of prisoners manning the ramparts and the towers. There's a lot of dead guards and there's a lot of dead prisoners. But you see a lot of the prisoners talking to a lot of the guards. It's bizarre because they're almost talking as equals. As a lot of them are getting large chunks of stone that had broken off from walls during the evening, and they're trying to kind of hoist it back and create another barrier. So that's pretty much what you see as you kind of approach the prison. It's a skeleton crew though of Flaming Fist.
Okay. So I'd like to go up to the first Flaming Fist that isn't like right in the middle of something. Say, excuse me.
So he kind of looks over to you. He's got blood on his face and a gash on the other side. Not deep, but noticeable. So he kind of looks over to the four of you. How can I help you?
I need a message delivered to your superior officer, and hopefully...
We're a little busy.
Yeah, well, it's related. I promise. First of all, I am the owner of the Clam Hammer, and there's several of your men who perished in there. I thought I'd let you know, just so that...
They're all over the city.
Yeah.
I'll let somebody know.
And the other thing, and if you could somehow get this up the chain to the Blaze himself, it would be very much appreciated. Gefelda the Gallows has escaped, and I need everybody to know so that a search can be initiated immediately.
So as you say that, you see him get completely kind of deflated. Wow. The Gallows is gone, huh?
Yes.
All right. I believe Uldur is on the east side of the city. There's heavy demonic resistance there. He's taking a lot of the remaining Flaming Fist there. They're doing a last push, an offense to clear the city. For some reason, daytime is when they're most vulnerable. So
Let's see.
they're doing it now.
Well, if you could, just let him...
I'll definitely... And who are you?
My name's Cole. He knows me, and if you let him know that Cole told you, I think he'll take your word for it.
All right. I will. I will.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Same to you, and I shake his hand,
He shakes your hand.
and I turn around to everybody else. Well, pretty much covers that.
Don't you think we should be talking to somebody, see if he's here?
Who might you wish to talk with?
The lieutenant, dear. The lieutenant from the guild that was housed here. This is who Gefelda was trying to get to.
Oh, yes, isn't that the one we already talked to, though?
At this point,
Prior to the attack, yeah, you did have words with Torlin Silvershield. I believe you
That's his name.
and Daedalus, and then Terra as well.
at this point, I'm about ready to drag his ass out of here.
I have
Use him
nothing,
as a goddamn meat shield.
I have nothing
and
more to
make
say
him.
to that man. As to the meat shield part, well, if you truly wish to attempt that, but sounds like another opportunity for him to escape, to be honest.
Well, at this point, we need answers, and I don't care how much I gotta torture him.
Well,
The city is burned to the ground.
the Flaming Fist may just be in the mood to let you get away with that. I don't know.
Who knows? What do you think is down there? You think it's just gonna be a mosey on through? Oh, hey, Guildmaster, we're just here to kill you.
No, I sort of don't think so. I think they're probably expecting us, if anything. They know what they just did.
Exactly. We need someone to navigate. More than likely, he has been down there multiple times. We need someone to lead us to the fastest way to the Guildmaster. The sooner we get rid of him, the sooner this madness ends. And you heard them. We're not going to get the mercenary company or anybody, the soldiers, we're not going to get any help down there. They're too busy fending off demons.
I just think if we take him back to his army, I mean, he may just turn on us as soon as he gets there. He's going to be surrounded by friends at that point.
Oh, he'll be dead. He'll be dead by the end of this, either way.
Perhaps.
Whether I slice his neck open or he hangs by a noose.
Alright, enough arguing. We're wasting time here. And first of all, I have to agree with Cole on this one. As much as, well, Cole hates me right now, because, yeah. Reasons.
Dagger
Poking.
pulled. It's like,
I don't think it's wise for him to come with us. He might not even tell us the truth. He's probably just going to lie to us. Oh, yeah, I've been down there many times. Then he gets down there. Oh, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing here. I think it's a horrible idea. I think he needs to stay where he's at. It's best for us, especially if, well, he goes back to the guild, then what's the point of him even getting captured in the first place? And
So I kind of just shrug my shoulders.
you can face the
That's-
Flaming Fist on that one. I don't want to be
That's
hungry,
my-
man.
That's my idea.
I
As
will,
much as I
uh,
like it, I don't think it's wise because he could just easily give us away as soon as we get down there.
I will not try to stop you, Terra, but I will not be that man's handler either.
Then let's just head off. I can already tell I don't want to deal with a pissy dwarf and a pissy tiefling down there. So let us all go.
And I just kind of put my hands together and just like close my eyes. And I won't get pissy.
Hestia, help me. Alright, so you guys go back into the lower city. And you follow the map that you have kind of reconstructed to the X that marks the spot, as it were. And you do find the sewage drain.
Who wants to do the honors?
It's a pretty hefty drain.
So I look at it and then I point to him.
And then I point to Barag again, like Daedalus.
You can do it solo, or you could do it as a group. If everybody wants to grab a little bit of the grate and pull, and that will give you advantage.
I was gonna say, anybody want to give me a hand real quick? Little
Sure,
go
so I cast Mage Hand. There you go.
So you see this ethereal hand summoned by Daedalus grab a little bit of the grate.
Anybody else who wants to lend a hand besides the smartass over here?
Alright. So go ahead and make your roll with advantage.
Cole and I are too pretty for that.
13.
So you see the veins pop in Barag's neck. You see his muscles kind of pop, but he's not able to get it out, even with the mage hand.
Worn out from the battle there, bro.
Well, I tried to get a decent amount of sleep last night, but I guess it wasn't enough. I mean, I'm strong, but that grate is pretty heavy.
That's a hefty grate.
Yeah. We might all four have to do this one together, possibly. I don't know.
I kind of like having the idea of the option to do that and just being like, nah.
Cole and I are just like, we've done a lot already. We're done.
So I'll go over and just try to get a grip on it to help him out.
Okay.
And then I kind of like, I guess if he's gonna go do it, I guess.
Right.
Like,
so you're feeling a little
like,
peer pressure.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'm like.
Y'all don't want to get down here?
So all four, well, all three and a mage hand grab the grate, and so go ahead and give it another shot with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
With a higher DC. I'm sorry, with advantage, not disadvantage. Sorry.
Okay.
With advantage.
Sweet, 21.
So you guys all pull together, all four of you, and then you feel the grate pop loose as you're able to heave it. This thing is at least 100 pounds, this grate. It's huge.
Yeah.
But you're able to free it.
I just dispelled a hand.
All right.
Aren't you fancy?
So what do you do?
Who wants to go first?
Well, why don't we come up with a strategy? Yes.
All
We
right.
just run on in there like you always do and always get us in trouble all the time.
Okay. Well,
All the
fine.
time, Barag.
Plan. I'm fine with that. I completely understand. Being sometimes as bad as I can be, I am, sort of a former general. I'm guessing.
Sort of.
You don't see it in me much, but
Yeah.
Sort of.
I never
former.
see it in you, Barag.
well, I am, but you don't see it, so I'm pretty bad at it, I guess. But I guess I'll lay out the plan for us, maybe.
That's the former.
Former general that does not be a general very much.
Sure.
Just sit this one out for a little bit.
I got this. Trust me. Just trust me for once.
Oh, Hestia.
Hey, I had a very good plan last time when I kicked Cole down a hole. Or not Cole, our late friend.
Talbot.
Who's that other guy?
Talbot. Yeah, well, I'll tell you that story later. It's pretty funny. I kicked him down a hole.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that, Cole. But plan time. Well, Mrs. Trap Lady, Terra Highhill, I think you should go first. Down the hole. Just to make sure, hey,
I kind of like roll my eyes like...
Make a perception roll.
I don't want to be stuck in any traps when we go down there.
Fling luck.
Oh, you rolled a 1 on that?
On...
24.
So as he's kind of going over the plan, you look down at this drainage, and as you're kind of looking down, you see the metal bars that are kind of jutting out of the brick, almost like ladder rungs. And there's an unusual amount of light down there. It seems like from torches, from what you can gather. It seems well lit, unusually well lit.
Yeah. So as he's kind of going over that, I'm gonna start I'm gonna look and go down the sewage.
So Barag, you're going over the plan, and you kind of look down and just start going down in.
Terra, don't go down there. What are you doing?
You see Rocky kind of going around the circumference of the grate.
We didn't even finish the plan, you idiot. Get back up here.
So I kind of go back up and I tie Rocky on a rope.
Okay.
And then I go back down.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Why aren't you gonna bring Rocky with you?
I am.
So how are you going to facilitate Rocky coming down? He's big.
Yeah, he's a big rock.
Yeah.
Barag, dear.
Did you even check that for anything at all before you just decided to go down the hole? You're like, Mrs., let's get a plan. Now I'm just gonna go down the hole.
Well, you're talking too much. So can you pick up Rocky? I have him on a rope just in case you drop him because you're Barag and you're clumsy.
So I pick up Rocky and I just throw him down the hole. I just throw him down the hole. That's what you get for not making a plan.
Poor Rocky.
So
getting caught in the middle.
Hold on 1 second.
Should have waited.
All right.
If you break my rock, I'm gonna kick you in your teeth.
So as Barag, you get frustrated. You're like, forget it, and then you just throw Rocky into the sewer drain. You're waiting to hear, but you hear, oh! That's it. That's all you hear.
Terra, you alright?
No, Terra's up top with you. You threw
I
Rocky.
thought she went down the hole.
You threw Rocky down.
Oh.
And you hear,
oh.
Great, so you hit. Oh my god, great. You
Oh.
hit one of them.
Hey, that's perfect.
So good, you just announced that we're coming.
So
Yeah.
I stick my head kind of just over and down into the hole a little bit and see if I can use my dark vision just to see anything down there.
Yeah, you can absolutely see at the bottom, and you see a twitching body of a guard at the bottom of the ladder, the entrance, as it were.
So
You killed a guy.
That was easy. Perfect, let's go.
I calculated the damage that he took going down.
Uh-oh.
Because it's 1d6 every 5 feet.
Yeah. And how many feet was it?
It's 50 feet.
Oh my gosh.
So he literally went splat. I did a percentile dice first to see if there was a high chance that there was a guard guarding the entrance.
Oh god, yes.
The rest is magic.
Did anyone else hear it though? Did anyone else hear it?
So I'm like, so I'm gonna go down first because my rock did the damage.
Yeah, I already told you you're going down first. Make sure you check for traps. Well, at least we know the tube is clear. The drain is clear.
Just sighing as he's rambling.
Just go. Take Daedalus next. I'll follow up on the rear. Cole, do you mind going
That's what she said.
after Daedalus?
No, that's
good?
whatever works. Let's get down there.
Well, at least Rocky, solves a quick issue for us.
Yeah, Rocky's leading the charge.
Let me try that.
Every fight now is throw Rocky at somebody.
Throw Rocky first.
That's got to be the go-to, right?
Throw Rocky first.
I'm sorry, but
Rocky's the new leader of Valor's
I just guard down. They're like, oh, shift's almost over.
Oh, poor guard.
I could probably go get some fish or something after
Yeah.
this on my break.
Black.
Been on my feet for 6 hours. Be looking to get off my feet, and then.
Well, he got off his feet.
Off his feet. So you get down to the bottom, and you just see a hand, kind of the nerves firing off, and one finger of this pizza of a person. You just see that it's red, it's round. You see a halberd that's broken, a helmet over there, 20 feet away. And Rocky's kind of like in the middle, and he's trying to roll out, but he's just sliding in one spot.
So I scoot him, like try to pull him and scoot him, like with the rope towards me.
Okay.
And I untie him, put the rope back. Good rock, and I kind of pet him and kind of brush off the
solid chunks of brain matter and bone.
And I'm gonna check around the vicinity of the area, where I'm at. So
make a perception roll.
And while she's doing that, I'm gonna look at Barag. I was like, I think we should get rid of this evidence.
Where? And I just kind of look both ways.
So is there any place to
16.
Is there any place we can dump them?
I mean,
1 second. We'll get there. You don't see anybody in the immediate vicinity, but you hear voices coming down the left side. Essentially, you come down at a corner, and there's a hallway to the left and the right. The hallway to the left, you hear the echoes of people talking, but you don't see anybody. And there's not really torches there. They're almost like metal grating, almost sconces. You know what I mean? Kind of built into the wall. So you go down next. Who's going down after Terra?
Me.
Daedalus?
And then it's him, and then he's up
And
last.
Kohl, and then Barag.
Yes.
Okay. So you get down to the bottom, and she's just pulling Rocky off of what's left of this human.
So I'm gonna turn to him and kind of put a motion to quiet.
Okay, and then repeat the gesture back.
Okay.
And then but then I also motion her as and then point down to the body. It's like.
And I kind of just shrug it too,
Sure. What do you do?
What am I gonna do down here in the sewer?
Sure. All right, Kohl, you're the next one to get to the bottom, and you see Daedalus and you see Terra. She's kind of crouched down, and she's looking toward. There's two hallways, one to the left and one to the right, and her attention is strictly on the one toward the left, as she kind of indicates when you get to the bottom that to be quiet.
So I look down at the body.
It's got a rocky shaped injury right at the head. Essentially, the head has been pushed down into the abdomen of this human.
All right. Where are we going?
And then so I'm quiet.
And Barag, finally, you are the last one with your armor. You jingle and jangle all the way down.
And I'm kind of just
Natural 8. That's their perception roll.
oh yeah.
So you finally get to the bottom. Metal on stone, man. That reverberates, but you don't see anybody approaching you guys. So what do you guys do?
So I'm gonna look in the vicinity of here and here, and that that little corner on both the right and the left to see if there's any traps going forward on either side.
Okay. Make a perception roll.
19.
Okay. On the left, there doesn't seem to be any traps. Make another perception roll for the right.
26.
Nothing in your vicinity.
Okay. So I'm going to make a direction towards the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to very lightly whisper to everybody, stay together. And as I say that, I look at Barag. Together.
And I put my finger up.
I'm all the way back here.
So I'm going to just motion, I'll be right back. And I'm going to use stealth.
Okay. Make a stealth roll.
Not 19, so 28.
All right. So you go down the hallway about 20 feet or so, right at that corner, and it leads off on the right hand side. There's a much larger room. There's a small hallway, and then it leads up into a much more open area. In this area, it's all stone, and it seems like there's a rudimentary camp that has been made. the camp is filled with men just going on about, so do you think Valor's Ransom really going to come down here and boost some heads? Because I didn't get paid for all that. They take no shit. And you just hear them, they're probably dead, all those demons, right? I mean, I don't think they'd come down here. For what? How do they know we're down here? So you just hear them kind of going on and talking things that underlings talk.
So, if I were to motion to them, like, how many people are there, like, with my hands, would that break me out of stealth, or?
Right now, nobody sees you.
Right.
So you would have to go back around the corner to where your friends are, and then you could come out of stealth in motion. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do then.
Okay.
But before I do that, I'm actually going to check for traps up in the front, like before that entrance.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception roll.
15?
There is a trip line going across, and as you kind of follow the trip line, you look up, and there seems to be an old cargo net suspended from the ceiling.
So, I'm going to go back to the group then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell them what I saw with the group of men. And then also tell them that there is a trap, but I'm going to disable it. But I need backup as soon as I do, because then they're probably going to see me.
You saw, because you couldn't get a whole look in the interior of the room, but you saw at least 4 men.
Yeah. So and I see there's at least 4. But there is a trap right before. It's a big net. Let me disable it. Once you see that thing is disabled, you guys, I'm going to need help. So, Barag.
Itching for a fight.
Do you think it might be worth trying to bypass them?
I don't think so. And with this hunk of metal here, I highly doubt we're going to be lucky enough to just waltz on by.
Well, does that room have any other entrances to it besides the one you were looking at?
I don't know. This is all I saw, but we
hall-
might be able to even get information out of them.
Oh, there's this hallway here next to us that leads in the other direction. Maybe see where that goes first.
Either way, they're probably going to hear us. Maybe even get backup.
They're definitely going to hear us if I use these. And I just hold up one of my pistols.
So, I give him the dagger I got from Gefelda.
Oh, that's very generous, but I think I'm going to
Just in case. You can't be shooting those up close and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yes, well, thank you. And I just shoot that away.
So, everybody make a perception roll.
12.
Okay.
19.
19.
7.
I rolled a 1, so...
Alright, so Daedalus and Terra, as you're kind of talking a strategy, you hear echoes of footsteps coming from the direction that you came. And one of the guards with a sword comes out into the main hallway proper. You see him kind of step over that tripwire where the net, the cargo net, is suspended. As he kind of looks over, kind of cranes his head in your direction. Hey, Albert? You there? Albert! What do you guys do?
Is he right here?
Yeah, he's right at that corner.
And he's saying, Albert.
Yeah.
Obviously, Albert's dead.
So, Albert's got real problems right now.
Yeah.
I'm a chick, I can't do that.
Sure.
So I just like to, excuse me guys, I'm just gonna fly right here around the corner to conceal myself.
Alright, make a stealth roll.
I will also go into stealth.
Okay, make stealth roll.
Everybody's gonna go into stealth.
You are not stealthy.
Yeah, nope. Everybody else is
I'm
fine.
gonna try and climb
21.
up the wall away from the light to see if I can.
On the ladder, on the rungs.
No, just on the wall. Like
Or with the spider boots.
Yeah,
You're gonna activate your spider boots.
Yeah, climb. I'm gonna basically Spider-Man my way up.
Okay. So stealth with advantage.
It's 13.
13. Okay.
Rolls a 4
He goes, oh.
plus a 1, so 5.
5? That was with advantage?
Yeah, because they're both 4. So what else?
You rolled 2 4s?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That sucks.
All right, so as you activate your boots of spider climb, you climb up the wall vertically. Brog, what are you doing?
I'm actually going to use deception to try to mimic Albert and just totally make it seem like everything is
All right.
A-okay. Just make sure everything seems
You know what?
A-okay, nobody's coming down, the entrance is secure.
I'm fucking into it. All right, let's do
That's
it.
what I'm going to do.
Let's do it. All right.
It's gonna try.
So you hear, Albert, what's that shadow up there?
Nothing. The entrance is secure. That's just me messing around. Sorry about that. You know, it's kind of boring just guarding the sewer entrance.
Make your roll.
Oh, come on, baby. I'm gonna use the inspiration for that.
All right.
I rolled an 8, just so you know.
All right.
I rolled an 8, so I will just use. Nope, I'm not gonna use that one again. Oh, come on. I don't even want to look. Oh, that's a little bit better. 16.
16. So, what do you mean you're playing around, Albert? What's
yeah.
wrong with your voice?
Nothing. You know, just getting kind of tired. I've been on my feet a while.
Take some ginger. You sound a little hoarse.
Okay, yeah. Let me get some ginger. That'll do. I appreciate the advice.
My mom told me that.
Aye. Well, that's some sound advice from your mom.
All right, well, you're getting relief in like 10 minutes, yeah?
Aye. Sounds good to me.
Keep your back fucking straight.
Aye. I will. See you in a little while.
So he goes back in. All right, so what do you guys do?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start going back to where I was in stealth and
Back to that main room.
to that main room and
Okay.
disable the trap.
The trap. Okay. So you get your thieves' tools, right? Get
Yes.
the little cutter, the wire cutter.
So,
Make a sleight of hand check.
so in other words, we saw her disappear. Right, she's still in stealth, right?
But I did
Yeah.
tell you guys I am gonna disable the trap. So once you see that,
You see her just kind of duck into a shadow, and she's gone.
We never really did come to an agreement on it, but Terra's going ahead with it.
I guess she made a plan. Hey, where did Cole go? And Daedalus.
Cole's at the corner, kind of hiding, kind of peeking around the corner.
If I just
Did he
stand
make
still,
stealth? So can I see
What'd
him?
you roll?
13.
13. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I just
but I
stand
can see
still
him.
enough.
What's your
can't see
passive
me.
perception?
I don't know. What is it?
It's
What
your
was
wisdom modifier plus, I believe, 10.
it? Plus 10. So it's 11.
11?
So
You don't see him.
nope.
10 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
So I
They'll never know.
I'll say you're kind of ducked into a shadow.
But
Just look around,
He's
wait
able
there.
to see me though. This.
Everybody can see you.
Yeah.
With a stealth roll of 4, you're practically carrying a torch.
I just look up. Daedalus, what are you doing on the ceiling? The guy's gone.
So make your sleight of hand.
I
check.
got this.
I tried to hide.
Difficulty's
so
11.
I quietly walk back down and land back on the floor.
natural
Yeah.
19.
Natural
You activate
19.
the
So
tools.
you take your wire clippers and you cut the wire, and you tie off the wire first to the little pegs, so it doesn't activate the trap when you cut it. And you cut the wire, and the net is still suspended.
Okay. So
Just curious, are we good on the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
give me
I know, I kinda
one
asked earlier, too.
second.
Oh, okay.
There's something
Yeah.
I want to use,
So
but
the-
it's in
The trap is
here.
cut, but we have no.
Oh, you'll get a signal.
But
Don't worry.
she disappeared, and she was like, I'm gonna disable the trap, and she was gone. But you're still up on the wall, kind of surveying everything.
Well, I kind of walked back down as soon as he noticed me. I was like, well, he's gone, so I just went...
Okay.
Has the guard that was calling for Albert, has he disappeared this way?
He went back.
He went back into the room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tiptoe and get back around this corner here
Okay.
and stay there.
Oh, there's Kohl.
Mhm.
Hello, Kohl.
Oh, hey.
So,
That's kind of creepy.
You know what? I've wanted to do this for a very long time.
All right. What is it? What are you doing?
I'm actually just gonna throw my living rigging
Okay.
at one of the, I guess one of the guards, and I'm just
Right.
gonna pull him back, like back into the darkness sort of thing, like he's just there and gone.
Okay.
Very,
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, just like in a horror movie.
Okay. All
Like,
right.
Just
All right. So why don't you go ahead and
I've always wanted to do that,
why don't you go ahead and make
So
a roll?
much.
Make a roll for me, would you?
and it's dexterity saving throw. 17.
17. Okay. Well, you definitely beat his armor class, so natural 4. All right, so he's sitting there by the campfire around with about 3 other guys, and they're just kind of eating like scraps of food, some greasy chicken that's been cooked a little too long, as he's kind of obnoxiously kind of licking his fingers and saying, "I kind of hope those Valor's Ransom guys come here. I'll fucking kill them." And then he goes, "Whoa!" And he just kind of disappears into the shadow. The other 3 kind of get up, the swords drawn, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck was that?"
Did we
And,
hear him say that? Like, did we all hear him? Or
You
just-
don't. Cole does.
But I'm actually going to use my dagger and basically
I will say that
Shank
you do have assassinate, as well as yeah, yeah,
along with sneak attack.
along with sneak attack. Yep.
Yes.
Go for it.
Now roll on that one.
No!
I called it! Nat 20! I so called it!
That is amazing.
Just say that before every roll.
I think I'm gonna.
Rolling that.
Oh my god!
Why did you go ahead and roll your damage?
Do you need?
Roll your damage.
Do you need more? Because
I'm gonna need more.
well, tell me what you need.
I need 4 more D4.
D4. Okay,
I
I got
need-
3 D4 here, so you.
Here,
Okay.
There we go. So there's
All right.
that.
I have 2 of these.
Do you have enough D6?
I do have enough D6. Do I have my D6 too?
Oh
Gross,
my
man.
gosh.
Unbelievable.
This guy's not gonna survive. Is disappearing into the shadows.
Yeah, literally the living rigging just like wrapped around his torso and then pulled him into the shadow.
It's gonna get us.
Hold on, I want you guys to just take a look at that.
Oh goodness.
That's what the nat 20.
All right, roll your damage.
Oh my gosh.
8 plus 7. 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 24, 28, 30, 36,
Okay, that's it. That's all you need.
37, 38.
All right. So
As the DM looks kind of worried.
No, I'm not worried at all. I'm into it. So describe your moment of victory.
So I kind of like have my hand over his mouth and like, "You found Valor's ransom," and then just shank him in the neck.
Ooh, and your blade actually goes completely through to the other side and pops out. You see the frostbrand dagger kind of freeze right by his neck. As you kind of pull it out slowly, the blood crystallizes, making red icicles coming out of his neck. His eyes still wide with shock. Cole, you only hear, "Say hi to Val's Ransom." Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You hear, "Say hi to Valor's Ransom," and then you hear, "Whoa!" And then that's it.
I poke my head a little further around.
You don't see anything in the hall.
I look back at these two.
I'm gonna approach very cautiously right behind him.
Same here. I'm gonna be right behind Barag.
All right. So what do you guys do?
So,
The three guards are up on their feet, and they're visibly worried. Who's there? I said.
So again, would I be able to throw my living working again?
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, go for it.
Absolutely.
They're not in combat because they don't
Right.
see you. They don't know that you're there.
Right.
They know something happened, but they don't know what.
I'm actually going to use an inspiration for that one.
Okay.
$14.
Natural 18. As the rigging flies out, you see one of them kind of duck out of the way of the rigging as the rigging recoils right back to you empty.
Damn it.
Roll initiative. All right, so
19.
20.
Woo, Daedalus,
Wow.
aka Hall the Magnificent.
16.
14.
That was an amazing moment.
That was crazy.
Pretty cool.
I've always wanted to do that. I was waiting for the opportune time.
Couldn't have worked out better. Barag and Kohl, what did you guys roll?
14.
16.
I don't want this music.
Too tranquil.
The blood curtain and screams.
All right. Roll these guys. All right, they go last. All right, as three come out of the shadows, they all run towards Terra. Actually, no. Daedalus, you get to go first. They're actually last in order, in the initiative order. So, Daedalus, what do you do?
So I'm gonna go up just right behind Terra,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast poison spray on all three of them because I most likely will hit all three of them.
All right. That's a cone effect, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I know she's not in the way.
She's right in front of you. You can get to the side of her.
Well, the thing about it is, I think I do have range on that spell, don't I? I can aim past her.
Poison spray, I believe. Hold on, let me read it real quick.
Alright, has some-
Poison spray.
Okay, so if you're using poison spray, okay, you extend your hand toward a creature you can see within range. The range is 10 feet. You project a puff of noxious gas from your palm, so she would be right in it, and you would actually not reach them.
Oh.
The range is 10 feet.
Okay, so
But it would be, because you're level 11, it would be 3d12 damage on it. It's a cantrip.
Oh,
It's a cantrip. It's a cantrip.
yeah, poison spray is a cantrip. It is not a spell.
Oh,
so
you can cast that freaking...
many
All
times
day,
as
all
I
night.
wish.
Wow.
oh my lord.
Yep.
Just destroy.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna use a spell slot instead,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Shatter, but right behind them,
Woo! All right.
Oh, Lord.
and that should hit all three of them.
Yeah, they have to make a save, right?
Yes. See, it's been a
Is it-
while since I cast it.
I believe it's Dex. Let's see.
Oh.
Shatter is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. What's your spell save?
They have to do it against a 16.
Damn.
Oof.
That's one fail. Natural 3, that's 2 fails.
Ouch.
Natural 1.
Oh.
3 fails.
Oh my lord.
So you do full damage on your shatter.
So yeah, that is 3d8.
3d8. Unless you want to cast it at no, it's more than that because you're casting it at
5th level, I think.
3rd. You cast all your spells at 4th level or 5th level?
I think by now I'm level 11, right?
Yeah.
All my spell slot levels are 5th.
5th.
Oh my lord.
So that would be 3, 4, 5. 5d8.
Oh.
Is that really 5d8?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's an additional d8 for every slot above 3rd level or higher.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 5. That's what I
No,
have.
I'm sorry, 4. Make that 4. It's 4.
48.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I don't know if I hit the whole of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, 5. You're right.
5. So let me just roll one last one.
Oh.
So you got 2 7s. This is 6. And 2 1s. So it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22.
Holy mother of goodness
So
gracious.
you summon magical energy as you. Terra's like right in front of you. You put your hand out and you summon the shatter spell, and you see vibrations in the air as the magic effect is taking effect, and you see a ring of concussive force shatter right behind them. You see parts of their armor just fly off their body. Their swords are thrown across the room, kind of dancing on the floor. You can see kind of sparks where the blade hits the stone, and they all take quite a significant amount. You think you even hear bone breaking. They get the one who rolled a 1 on his dodge. On his save, yeah, you see his arm kind of fold and break as you cast the spell. All of them are on the floor. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, that'll end my turn.
All right, next up, Terra.
So I'm gonna actually just like walk on in, very cocky like, with the blood still on the dagger, and I'm gonna start flicking the daggers in between my hand, in both of my hands.
Okay.
And, so, I'm gonna walk up here and I'm gonna just say you shouldn't have been talking shit now, huh?
They're all on the ground, so you have advantage on your attack.
So, I say that to them and just like look at them with a smirk, and I'm going to attack 2 of them at least.
Okay, go for it.
And then I have my dual wield attacks. I can attack twice. Actually, I can also... No, that's for like disengage. Never mind. I don't think I have a next third attack because of my roguish stuff. I don't think so. It's only for movement, disengage, and...
You mean like for a bonus?
Yeah, my bonus
no, you
action?
don't.
No.
Monks do, but you don't. Monks and fighters actually have that.
And then it's advantage.
Advantage, because they're all prone.
So I'll roll for the first one.
Would you roll?
Natural 17.
All right, yeah. So the first one hits.
And then I don't have my...
You don't have sneak attack.
No.
No.
And that's my d6.
But you do have assassinate because you had to roll advantage. Because when you roll with advantage, you automatically have assassinate.
Correct.
It's a pretty happy halfling right now.
Oops. I totally just... I have another one.
Okay.
8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
All right, so he kind of puts his hand up defensively, as you kind of announce your presence and stick your knife in him. It actually goes through his hand and into his throat as you see the last bit of life leave his face. So you have a second attack?
Yes. So I turn to the one on my left again with like that sinister smirk and who's next?
Alright.
And then this one's not advantage, right?
No, it's advantage. He's prone.
Yeah, he's prone. 14,
That's a hit.
22.
That is a hit.
Six, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Alright, so this one you stick it right in his heart, and you just see the little bit of life left leave his body. The last one is the one with the broken arm that rolled a 1 on his save. And he's looking at you with nothing but fear in his eyes. Is that going to end your turn?
So I look at him and I just slice my hand to activate my Agrippa mode. And I look at him.
So he kind of like... Natural 9. You see the front of his pants get wet as that blade extends and that glowing gold fire emanates from it.
And again, I do the blood smear on my face like war paint.
You know, he takes a point of psychic. Barag, you're up.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I'm going nuts, so.
Alright.
Indeed.
So I'm gonna
It's been a long week.
just take full movement into the room.
Okay.
I can see one guy still standing, just one.
Pretty much. So you see two bodies that have been completely terrified. That's a new thing. That have been completely terrified. And she's standing in front of the third one, but she has a smear of blood across her face, and her dagger is grown, and you see this golden flame emanating from her dagger as she's standing above him, and the guy's literally pissing his pants. What do you do?
And I just put my arms in there. I don't even think I need to get involved with this, and I kind of just back out a little bit. I back out of the room. Like, I'm okay.
Alright.
So I just back out slowly
Sure.
and stand there and just watch from afar.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let this happen. Good luck, man.
Just let it happen.
Yeah,
Alright,
let it happen. Bye.
Alright, cool.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's your full movement. And you see a guy on the floor, on the ground. You see Terra standing above him, and bodies in the room.
Could I even shoot at him from here?
Yeah, you absolutely
Yeah.
could. Yeah, you have line of sight.
Okay.
It would go right over Terra's shoulder. But yeah, you got
About to say, she's short enough.
Yeah.
Go on there.
So, I see him, and he's basically just beside himself with fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see his arm is completely. You see kind of like a compound fracture, right at the elbow. You see bones sticking out of flesh.
Do I see?
You see remnants of the shatter spell, broken cobblestone throughout the whole room, and you could actually feel the shatter effect from as far as you were. You could feel it coming through your feet through the stone as it activated.
And do I see Terra? Am I able to see what she's?
You see the glow coming from the dagger. The dagger has grown. But her back is facing you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I look at her and I look at him, I just raise my gun right over her, obviously, and I just aim at him and say, "How to just end it?" And I shoot once and then twice with an extra attack.
Go for it.
So the first one, I'm rolling really poorly, but that's still a 16.
Okay. That's a hit.
Okay, and then should I roll damage for that first?
Roll damage first, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. That's gonna be 9 damage to him on the first one.
Okay. Does that did you add your dexterity mod?
Yeah, that's with
Okay,
modifiers.
gotcha. So take your second shot.
That is 24.
24 hits. Roll damage.
And this is considered offhand, so I'm not going to add my...
You're not going to add your dexterity mod on the second one.
For the damage, yeah.
It's just going to be the damage roll.
Okay. 5.
5. So as you kind of bring your pistols up and you aim just over Terra, you shoot twice. And he's kind of scrambling, trying to get back to his feet. He's like, "Fuck you!" And then his head just explodes. And he just kind of lays back down on the cobblestone.
So then I'll so that's combat?
Yes.
So I'm just going to step up and I want to inspect this cage as soon as I get the chance.
Okay.
And I'll inspect the bodies to see if there's like any maps or anything.
Loot.
Or loot.
Loot. That fat loot. So go ahead and make a perception roll. Both of you, actually. You're inspecting the cage.
14.
14. You see remnants of blood. You see matted down hay. But it seems empty. As you kind of, you've got your foot in the hay and you're just kind of pressing down. You don't feel anything.
Okay.
You don't see anything. But somebody was for sure kept in that cage.
Okay.
And then I roll 25.
25? All right. Let me go ahead and... Okay. Okay, you see a small gemstone. It's kind of opaque in color, with little kind of yellow flecks in it. And you also get 25 copper pieces and 3 somewhat shattered swords.
Somewhat.
Yeah, they've got stress fractures throughout the whole blade now. I wonder why. Yeah. So what do you guys do? Other than that, the room seems pretty clear.
Can I check to see the blood on the cage, if it's fresh or old?
Sure. Why don't you make a medicine check as you see Cole kind of looking through the cage.
20?
20? It looks old.
Okay.
It looks like it hasn't been used in a long time.
So I kind of like sigh with relief, like.
Okay.
But I turn to Cola. This is an old cage, so it's probably not anytime soon.
Well, I think we've seen all there is to be seen in here. And I look over and I look down at a couple of the bodies. Yep. And I just...
All right.
So I kind of like brush myself with my handiwork, like, I did a good job.
Yeah, that was impressive. All right, so what do you guys do? As Rocky now follows you.
I'm gonna walk out, but before turning down and going down this way.
Okay.
I want to check for traps along the way.
Okay. Make a perception roll.
I'm also gonna follow after her.
Okay.
Just right behind her, no rushing.
Oh, that's still not too bad. 15?
15. Doesn't seem to be trapped. The only thing that you notice is that there's a really, really old looking barrel in the corner, but no traps.
Okay. So I kind of motion for the group to, like, kind of follow me.
Okay.
Lead the way. Yeah, I'm gonna go last in the order though.
Okay. Who's going after Terra? Is it Daedalus?
I'll go after Terra.
Okay. And then Kohl and Barag, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I left most of choice.
So yeah, it doesn't seem to be trapped.
Okay. So I kind of go, like,
Past where the barrel is,
Mhm.
and
The passage that you're in, actually, ever since you hit this dwelling, it smells like an old sewage passage. It is ammonia, and there are rats everywhere. The smell is almost overbearing, but it does not look like it's been actively used in a long time. So, what do you guys continue heading down the hall?
Yes,
Okay,
along
so-
the way again, just making sure for traps and
Okay,
everything. Kind of
so-
keeping my eyes out.
Okay. So as you walk, I need you to tell me exactly where on the map you check for traps.
Before, as I pass the barrel, I want to ask Terra, hey, can we see what's in the barrel?
No,
Why not? Could be something in there.
Brog,
Check the barrel.
leave it alone.
Come on.
Resist the urge to cause catastrophe, please.
Well, I think that's going to happen one way or another. So just saying, we are Valor's Ransom. Kind of catastrophe follows in our wake sometimes.
Follows in your wake. We just get caught in the middle.
our wake. Did you not see what happened to the city back there?
So as
I
he's
saved
talking
my
again,
father.
I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna check actually right in front of me, leading to that hallway.
Lame.
Make a perception roll.
17.
Doesn't seem to be trapped. Did you want to open the barrel or no?
I'm going. What do I use to check for traps since she doesn't want to help me?
What
do I use?
It's perception.
It's perception?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, that probably won't help me out very much. But let me see real quick. Oh.
You seem so sure, like
Yeah,
5 seconds
I'm
ago.
gonna check the barrel,
Okay.
and I'm gonna check for traps
Okay.
before I tried to attempt to
Sure.
open it. That's cocked eye, actually, unfortunately. Oh, that's better. 18 without a
Doesn't seem to be
without a
trapped.
cocked eye.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be trapped.
All right.
It's a fairly old. It's almost completely rotted through.
Ah.
It's there's a lot of mildew on the outside of the barrel, but as you're kind of looking, it doesn't seem to be trapped at all. As a matter of fact, the lid is barely on.
Okay, so
It's not really fastened.
I'm gonna take my sword and just kind of.
It's just liquid, like a black liquid in there. It's almost like a barrel full of oil that you would use to kind of quench a blade. Make a perception roll.
18 again.
And as you're kind of looking at this black viscous liquid, you do see something very, very shiny at the very bottom of the barrel. But it's at the bottom of the barrel, and
Yeah.
you are a dwarf.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
Unless Daedalus, you want to look into this thing, but I think I'm gonna.
So I go to look in the barrel and I see that shiny thing at the bottom.
Make a perception roll.
Let's see what I do with that. 11 plus 2. It's 14.
14, yeah. You see a shimmer of something metallic at the bottom of the barrel.
So I cast Mage Hand and I send it down there to pick it up.
Okay. It's a handful of coins.
Oh.
You've got 4 platinum, 3 gold, and 7 silver.
Not bad.
You record that, Daedalus. That is you grabbing it. Not I.
All right.
I'm glad you
Daedalus,
did
grab
it.
those coins for me. Now record it.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it. Do it. All right. So what do you guys do?
I'm just going to continue following our marching orders.
So you did not see a trap going down that turn.
Okay.
Can I get the rest of the amounts? I remember the platinum, but
I wrote it down too on here. It was
Oh, Terra.
4 silver.
I thought it was.
No.
Was
No,
it
4
4?
platinum.
4 platinum.
Four
4
Platinum.
And then I can't remember the rest.
Ah,
I remember
well,
the platinum.
She's shortchanging us.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I think it was 6 gold.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
6 gold and I think
3
That-
silver.
I don't know.
There was silver.
There was silver, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 silver.
We'll call it 6 silver.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Are we moving pretty much like around to
We're just
here?
following the.
Yeah.
So around the corner.
Okay. So you proceed down that hallway.
Looking for traps
As you make that right turn. You are looking for tripwires, pressure plates, things like that. Make a perception roll.
Halfling luck.
All right.
19.
19. You do see one cobblestone that looks far different than the others. It looks newer.
So I go to investigate it and look at it to see if there's any sort of mechanism to
Okay.
it.
So it's definitely it's weighted, and it is like a pressure plate.
Okay, so I'm gonna disengage the pressure
Sure.
plate.
Slide a hand check. Well, you know what? Slide a hand check.
Because I've done pressure plates before when
yeah.
we were in the other dungeons. 19.
19. So you managed to disarm the trap. You do see there was a bit of gunpowder, as well as steel balls within the gunpowder, and there was a bit of a flint. And once you press the pressure plate, the flints rub against each other, creating fire, and it's essentially a mine.
So I kind of like brush the sweat off my brow, like,
It's definitely meant to not kill but maim. Like
Yeah.
you lose body parts
Yeah.
when you hit this thing. Yeah, for sure.
so I just kind of, again, I motion for everybody that it's safe to
So
walk.
yeah, you see her disable the pressure plate. You guys continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where would we be? Like here?
It's up to you. I mean, you tell me where you're going.
Well,
Well, where was the trap?
The trap is right where you're standing right now.
Okay.
okay, and what's been searched?
Just in front of me. So in front of me there was a pressure plate.
Right.
Okay, so you didn't. So there's this up here has not been searched.
Yeah, so I've been saying, like, I'm just checking
Sure,
for traps
sure.
literally
So-
along as I go.
So go ahead and make another roll, and that will clear this hallway, as well as that corner piece.
27.
Okay, so yeah, that was the only trap down this hallway, and you get to the corner, and that there doesn't seem to be any traps there as well.
Okay. And again, same thing. I'm
so
just like,
you take that right turn, the hallway continues straight, and then you see a left turn ahead of you. So go ahead and make a perception roll.
halfling luck. I either roll really good on that dice or really bad on that dice.
I guess if you're halfling, it doesn't matter. What'd you roll?
I rolled another one.
2 1s?
Mm-hmm.
Would I wouldn't be able to use my inspiration on it, would I?
No. You can't get double advantage.
God
Doesn't seem trapped.
dang it. No.
Looks good, guys.
Daedalus, you
Can't
want to
see
lead the way?
anything, but it looks
No,
good.
you can't metagame.
No.
Alright, so you continue down the hallway. Indeed, nothing is set off.
So we come up to like just.
So you come up
turn.
to the corner,
Okay.
and the corner. It's a sharp corner. You know from experience, Terra, dealing with traps, it's really, really hard to set up a trap at a corner that almost goes all the way around. But you can make the roll if you'd like.
Yeah, just in case.
Sure.
'Cause these guys are assholes. Natural 20. Oh my god.
Doesn't seem trapped.
Really? Really?
Doesn't seem trapped.
Hey, we didn't run into any
Right.
traps, so
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
continue around the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
And then it's Daedalus' turn to
I could just
Move all the
picture like
minis in a
Terra
few
like a
minutes.
bloodhound just looking like on the floor, you know, like
Yeah, I mean,
Like
that's
that-
what
like
rogues do.
well, like that bloodhound from Lady and the Tramp, like, oh, I remember back in my day, like,
All right.
like telling
so-
stories and looking at the ground.
Yep. Man, you're doing a pretty good job at it, though. So you come around the corner, and the hallway continues straight, and then it turns right.
So again, I'm
Perception roll?
Yep.
Okay, roll.
thank you. 21.
You do see a tripwire.
So I halt the group, and again, I pull out my tools.
Okay, so you pull out your tools. You are the way the tripwire is run. There's two eyelets at the left and the right side of the hallway. So as soon as the tripwire is cut, it will activate whatever
Right.
the trap is. So you need to stop the wire from activating the trap.
Okay.
So how do you want to do that?
Would I be able to use my sleight of hand to?
I'll say this: if you can get enough slack on the wire to wrap it around the eyelet, so that when you cut the wire, it's still taut, you can. But it will be a high sleight of hand check.
If I got assistance in holding the wire, would that?
Wouldn't give you advantage. No.
Okay.
Not in this circumstance. This isn't really like a group effort sort of thing.
Well, I'll try it out.
So you see Terra very, very, with almost surgical precision, she's pulling this wire enough to not activate the trap and get enough slack on it where she can secure it on the eyelet so that when she cuts it, it doesn't spring the trap. So go ahead, make your sleight of hand check. DC, I'm going to let you know before you roll it. The DC on this is 19.
Okay.
You can do it.
Shh. What'd you roll?
Hold on. I will be giving you an inspiration for
All
that.
right. All right, use it up.
Because I would literally be just by one. So
Okay.
I'm not even gonna bother.
All right. So make your roll. As the sweat pours from Terra's face, her deft little halfling fingers trying to disable the trap. All right. So
All right.
all right. So the trap is activated. You hear bzzz from behind the group and in front of the group. And who's the last person in the marching order? Barag. You turn around. You see these serrated blades come up from the floor, as well
behind
as the walls,
Oh shit.
the ceilings, and they're coming right for you. From the other hallway, Terra, you look up as soon as the trap is. You fail to disarm it. You look up and you see blades coming from the ceiling, the floor, and the two walls coming right at you, spinning.
So
They're like
from,
buzzsaws.
From the top, the sides.
From the ceiling, from the floor, and the walls. Essentially, they're literally inches away from each other. That's how close they are. And they are moving down the hallway.
Would there be a way to stop the mechanism at all?
I don't know.
I want to see if there is.
Well, the mechanism has been sprung. Like, the trap has been sprung.
Right, but I mean, like, just to hold it off enough so that then maybe we can.
Tell me how you're going to do it. So all of you see this happening. What do you guys do?
I'm just gonna yell from the back of the group, "Run! Run now!"
There's nowhere to run. It's coming from behind you, and it's coming from in front of you, and it's going to meet at that corner.
Okay.
Essentially, it's almost like a wood chipper. You guys are going to be thrown into a wood chipper. You know how you put trees or branches into a wood chipper? That's essentially what's happening.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm gonna say I'm gonna try and put at least a few of my, like 2 of my sickles in the mechanism to stop it. Barag, you don't
see a mechanism.
Oh.
Great. If there is a mechanism, it's under the floor, inside the walls, and in the ceiling somewhere.
Okay.
You don't see a physical mechanism. Make a perception roll.
$19.
19. You see, as you're quickly trying to suss out where the mechanism is that allows these blades movement, you see slots in the floor, in the walls, and in the ceilings that allows the buzzing blades to pass.
So I'm gonna point, Cole, shoot into that slot up on the top, and then I'm gonna turn to Barag. Barag, you get the one on the floor. I'm gonna get the one to the wall, and I point to each of the slots.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna throw my Frostbrand dagger into the one on the wall.
Okay.
I'm going to stab my sword into the one on the floor.
Well, it's literally just a slot in the floor that allows the blade's movement to pass.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. You don't see a mechanism in the slot. You just see a slot.
How big is the space in between the blades? Like when they...
It's about 6 inches.
Oh.
About half a foot.
I could fit.
Shouldn't have had that fish.
Yeah.
Oil of slipperiness.
Okay.
Can we review it real quick? Because I didn't have access.
Oil of slipperiness. I believe it just allows you to listen. If you want to use it in a funky, cool, I believe in the rule of cool, man. If you want to think outside the box with it, you can. But I don't think it is specifically used in these sorts of situations. But what are you thinking with oil of slipperiness?
I don't know how much of the oil there is to use on all of us. If there isn't, the other idea I had was to actually, and I hope this guy works, to throw it on the blades that are coming towards us.
To throw it on the blades that are coming toward you.
Yeah, okay. So either if there's enough oil for all 4 of us, I'm going to dump it on all 4 of us. Give everybody enough oil. Otherwise, try to put it on the blades or in those slots to divert the blades somehow.
Okay.
I have a bag of magic beans for some reason. I just looked into my bag. I'm very tempted to throw it into the slot. No, I'm not even gonna lie.
I won't stop you from doing that.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
That'd be handy if we wanted to find a giant, but...
What if it makes us giants?
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't used it the whole
in this
time.
would help.
Keep it. Don't throw it away. Let me do my thing. Don't throw them in the slots.
Oil of slipperiness. The sticky black unguent is thick and heavy in the container, but it flows quickly when poured. The oil can cover a medium or smaller creature, along with the equipment it's wearing and carrying. It takes 10 minutes to apply.
No. So
it's basically, it gives you the freedom of movement spell for 8 hours.
Okay.
The oil can be poured on the ground as an action, where it covers 10 feet square, duplicating the grease spell. But
10 minutes again to dump it on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay.
So what do you guys do? You guys
would we be able
got 6 seconds.
Would we be able to attack the blaze to see if we could shatter them?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna step this way and shoot at the blade that's coming on the floor at us, and I'm gonna I'm gonna take a violent shot at it with 1 grit point, which will... I have my class guide here. So it's going to get the +2 to the misfire score. And then if it hits, I can roll an additional damage die per grit point spent.
So you're using 1 grit point?
We use 1 grit point.
All right.
And it's gonna make the misfire 3.
Okay. So. Are you throwing beans?
No.
I'm tempted to, but no.
All right.
You know what? It's like, watch that be the thing that, like, works.
That saves everybody right
Yeah.
now.
All right. So take your shot. Take your violent shot. You are aiming at the saw blade closest to the wall. That will give you a foot. If you are able to somehow stop it or destroy it, it will give you a foot between that wall and the nearest blade.
Okay, so it'll be a foot. The space is...
You'll have to crouch down.
Okay, so it'll be a foot
Right.
until up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
can
really
I-
short.
can I actually shoot the one on top? Well, like, not shoot, but, like, throw my dagger and use a spell?
You could probably use, like, well, I'm not going to say, I'm the DM. You can do whatever you want.
Because I was thinking of throwing it and using ensnaring strike to hold the blade at least until we can damage it, the one on the top.
Hey, well, what I'd like to do, just because I'm not sure I'm 100% picturing the blades correctly, I'd like to take a shot with my other pistol as well, just like boom, boom.
Sure.
One with the violent shot at the one that I just specified on the ground. Whichever one I can shoot at to give me another click of space, whatever that increment is.
Yeah. 6 inches.
Above and beyond that.
Okay.
So if I could do like boom, boom, like at the next blade,
Sure.
just to open that space up that much more. So,
Alright.
so that's what I'm going to try to do. So this is the first one. 22.
That's a hit. Roll damage. You get an extra damage die because you used the grip point.
Yes.
What did you roll?
22.
But your natural roll.
Was 10.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 9 damage total
Okay.
on that one.
All right.
And for the second attack, it's going to be 25.
Okay, that's a hit.
And it's going to be... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, that was 9 damage. Okay. That's going to be 5 on that one.
Okay. So are they on different blades or the same blade that you're hitting?
I was going to do one blade.
Okay.
The violent shot was on the blade that was on the ground.
Yeah.
And you said that would be like 1 foot.
Mm-hmm.
And my second shot was just going to be at the nearest blade. Like if I was successful, whatever would open
Gotcha.
up that bit of space.
Okay. So it warbles. And it's kind of off whatever track that is underneath. I'd say one more shot would do it.
Okay.
And you see it, and the rest of you actually see this blade kind of warble as he hits it with his first shot.
So I'm gonna throw
So-
my dagger.
And
at
then
it.
you hit a different blade with the second shot?
Yeah.
Okay, and it
That
just
was the 5
kind of
damage.
pings.
So I'm gonna throw my dagger at that warbling one.
Okay. So go ahead and roll an attack.
$17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
$13.
13. So you see that blade that Kohl hit. It warbles, and you take your frostbrand dagger.
Mm-hmm.
You throw it at the blade, and it actually completely recedes right into the ground, leaving about a foot of space on the ground.
Okay, so could we like slip under it?
You can
or-
try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
All right.
to slip under it.
I will say everybody has to make an acrobatics check. The acrobatics DC on this is going to be 18.
18. She made
And then I rolled that earlier. Dig it.
Well, it's fine. We got this.
26.
Definitely makes it.
So since I'm proficient in it, I add the
Your
little
Yeah.
number.
proficiency bonus plus your dexterity.
It's gonna be 16.
16? Okay.
Inspiration.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
I'm not gonna roll that one again.
All right.
Actually.
So go ahead and roll again.
Let me use this. I need good luck at this chest.
Would you roll?
Halfling luck.
Nope.
No, you can't get
I
double
already-
advantage.
Critical fail.
Alright.
So I think I have like 19 if I did the math right.
Okay. 19? Alright. And Cole, you got 16, right?
Yep.
Alright, so quickly, Terra sees her moment of opportunity, so she kind of runs towards the blade and in almost like a baseball slides in that 1 foot space to the other side of the saw blades. Daedalus follows suit and dives headfirst and makes it through. Barag.
Is there anything we could do to save him before he gets hit? It's like,
He's taking damage.
there's nothing we can do to save him right now.
You guys are busy saving your own lives. Right now.
Because it's coincided with each other.
Yeah, remember that all happens at the same exact moment.
Yep.
This is
So you take 27 points of slashing damage. As you look at the saw blades, they're coming right at you, and you are running, and then you just kind of stop, and you're like, I'm not gonna fit in 1 foot. Fuck it, and then you put your shield up, and you just. Next
There
is
goes my shield.
9.
I hope not.
You take 33 points of slashing damage. And when you and when the blades kind of sink back into the ground, your gear is shredded. I mean, it looks like it's been put through, a wood chipper. Your backpack, you've got one strap that's completely sliced. You've got slices all over your face. You've got a big slice on one of the horns in your head. Your arms are all sliced up.
Battle scars.
Yeah. So, but you guys made it through. Not,
Ouch.
yeah, you're worse for wear, but you made it through. All right. So, what do you guys do?
So, Brog looks pretty bad, huh?
They both look pretty bad.
I
Fine.
take
But you
I got
know,
focus.
Barag though is a little more hardy than Cole is.
Still over 100 health, so I'm good. I still have over 100 health. I'm okay, guys. I'm
what is
good.
what is 100 health? What does this mean?
Wait till you guys hit level 20. You're
My
gonna
hardiness.
I
100.
I take one of my are the blades like, are they just behind us like frozen now? Or are they
they've recessed back into the stonework.
okay? So I just take out one
You
of
you assume that the trap is resetting to its original position.
right. So I take out one of my common healing potions and I just smash the neck against the wall and just like pour like put it above my mouth and just pour
Make a
it.
sleight of hand check.
I just smash, cut your hand, 5 damage. All right, so
Ankle
that's
twist damage.
yeah,
No.
right. Modified 20.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough. You make it look cool.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not just giving you that.
Yeah. No, you make it look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So that's 2d4 plus 2, right?
For common,
Yeah.
it is yes, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, can I borrow a d4 or 2?
All right. So Terra, what are you doing?
Continuing what I'm doing.
Okay. So make a perception roll for you're now at the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna make the corner actually turns to the right. So you're gonna make a perception roll.
Yep.
Do it.
20.
20. Doesn't seem trapped.
Okay, so I give again the all clear.
Okay.
The whole hallway's clear?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
So
Daedalus,
I'm
I just
actually
keep
going
dropping
to.
you today.
I'm going to keep I'm gonna like motion towards like where that greenish.
Oh, it there's no ichor there. It's
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
enough tile.
Right,
So.
yeah.
Okay. So.
So I'm gonna like motion towards the. Is this the right or the left?
That's gonna be your left.
Okay, so I'm gonna motion towards my left, like to kind of head down that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should head down this way.
Make a perception roll.
Not bad. 17.
As you're kind of looking at the hallway that goes to your left, this particular hallway opens up, and it actually at the corner right before the turn you see a large steel cage, much like the other steel cage. You see scraps of hay at the base of the cage, but there is somebody in this cage.
I'm gonna look around the cage to see if there's any traps around the cage.
I need everybody but Cole to leave the room, please.
Dang it.
All right. As everybody's looking at this cage from a distance, you almost have to suppress the urge to run to it, because you see the familiar blue skin of the Ravencrest family. He's a tiefling, missing a horn.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a chain around the neck. And as your eyes kind of focus, he does not look well. And as you walk to the cage, you see that his skin, his flesh is taut around his rib cage. He turns around and he's missing an eye out of one socket, and the other one is completely white, milked over. The skin around his mouth is completely missing. Bits of gore on the bottom of the cage. His hair stringy, and it turns around to you with no recognition in its face. It just looks at you.
Oh.
All right, I'll be right back. Let me get the others.
Okay. Oh. Now it's like two twists in one.
All right, guys. Alrighty then. Yes. All right. So you see somebody you'd never seen before in the cage. You see Cole have a visible reaction. Looks a lot like Cole. So, what do?
So, I'm gonna go up to the cage, but I want to check around for, again,
Okay.
traps or anything
Make a
like
perception
that.
roll.
I'm not using that one. Nat 20.
Seem to be trapped anywhere near it.
Okay, so again, I motion for everybody to follow me, like
Well,
towards.
Cole's already at the cage, and he's just got the stunned look on his face.
So I kind of like stand back because again, don't want it to be like awkward, because obviously he looks a little pale.
So as you're kind of giving Cole his space, the person in the cage turns around, flesh taut against its skeletal system. No lips around its mouth, missing an eye, and it just turns around and Kohl is just standing at the cage.
Kohl, what's going on? Who's in the cage?
So I reach into my pack and I take out the horn that I had gotten
From Ava?
from Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at it. Well, I guess they did kill him after all.
Who they kill?
It's my brother.
Uh,
I thought he was dead, but they turned him into this creature.
He looks miserable.
aye. Gonna divine sense to see if I know what's inside the cage.
It's an undead. You don't even have to divine sense
Yeah, to know.
to know it. You look at it and you know it.
Well,
Do any of you know if is there any sort of magic that can turn these things?
There ain't no magic, boy. The only magic is to let it go. And you know what I mean by that.
the only person who would know anything about this would be, I just point to Daedalus. He's your best bet at anything, but even then it's a long shot.
Barag, you know, as we've fought these things before.
Daedalus, do you know anything? Is it can
Fortunately, there's nothing I can do to turn him back into what he was before.
And so I put my hand up on the cage and
It looks at you and gets closer to the cage and it just makes that sickening sound, almost as if it's in pain.
So I kind of swat his hand off the cage. Don't let him bite you. You can ask Barag.
Hmm.
No, they won't. They won't get me too.
It ain't gonna get you, boy, but it's gonna turn you into one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I look around. Would y'all mind just taking a step back?
I'll give you space.
Alright. We'll be down the hall, I guess. And I just point to the right of the cage. Alright.
And I kind
You
of
said it. Let's go.
I turn back to Kohl. If you got any good in you, you know what to do.
I don't say anything. And so I look him in his one remaining eye. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you in time. I thought you were gone already, but it's worse than that. I'm sorry. And I just take a step back and I raise my pistol and put it through the slot and just let one round off into his head.
Okay. Your aim strikes true, and your brother is now finally at rest. As he lays at the bottom of the cage.
Is there any way to open the cage?
It's locked.
It's locked? Okay.
If you have thieves' tools, you can certainly open it. Or attempt to.
Okay.
So you guys hear just a single shot just kind of echo through the stonework of the sewer. And you hear a thud.
Sounds
So-
like it's done.
So I turned to Barag. I told him.
Oh, trust me, I know firsthand what that does to a person.
I think we should say a prayer to Estia.
Yeah, I agree.
So I bow my head and say a prayer in silence
And clutch
in my
holy
native
symbol.
in my native tongue.
I do the same, except for not in native tongue, of course.
Sure.
But I clutch the holy symbol and say a prayer to Hestia.
Cool.
So I look at the lock on the cage. Is it like a normal? Is it like a padlock? Is it
It's not a padlock. It's actually built into the bars of the cage.
Okay. Does anybody have anything that could get me in here?
I've got you. Well,
Okay. Go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools.
natural 18.
Easily enough. You take your dragon bone tools out and you put in your first tool, and then you put in your second tool. You feel where the tumbler is, and you open the lock, and the door opens.
I'm just curious. With my deep sight eye patch, would I be able to see like a spirit or?
I don't believe so, but let me check. Dark. No, you just see. Apparitions, but this is undead.
Well, no, I'm saying like if like there's anything.
Yeah, you'd be able to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no aberrations anywhere near.
Okay.
Not in the sewer.
So the door is unlocked.
It's unlocked now.
Okay, so I swing it open, and I just do kind of a basic check of the cage, see if there's any of his like personal belongings or anything like that in
Sure.
there.
Make a perception roll.
18.
You see a small scroll, as well as the Raven Crest family crest.
Okay, so I take both of those, and I open the scroll up.
Okay. So the scroll is essentially a letter. It's a letter written by your brother. You don't know who it's to, but it simply says, I have found the Guildmaster. Years of undercover work has finally bore fruit. Valor's ransom must be contacted at all costs. And that is it.
Well, you were successful in that, brother. And I put the scroll and the crest away, and I just say a couple words, something to the effect of goodbye in Infernal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just leave him where. Actually, he's undead. I'm not going to touch the body, but I'm going to leave the cage, and I'm going to leave the door open on the cage. And then I just turn back, say, well, at least that way he doesn't lie imprisoned in death.
So I go up to him and I pull out like a blanket of sorts to kind of cover him,
Okay.
like properly.
Okay.
We'll do a proper ceremony, lad.
So I just kind of nod. Well, best be getting on then.
All right.
And I just like pat him. It's gonna take time.
And I just kind of nod again, wordlessly.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys do?
I was actually gonna think of coming down the hall, and hopefully Terra will be ever so kind to come with me just to check for
No,
spirits and try.
there's a big hallway. That's a little hallway.
A little hallway with a couple of
Alright.
things down
So
it.
what are
We
you guys
just
gonna
saw
do?
an undead, and there is a.
Well,
I'm not gonna say, but
fine,
big hallway, little hallway.
Sure.
fine.
Big treasure, little treasure.
All right.
So what are you doing?
I'm going for the big treasure.
The big hallway?
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
follow. her
And
down
again,
the
I'm
big hall.
looking for traps
Make a
along
perception
the way.
roll.
Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Halfling luck. I am so done. I'm so
Good thing you rolled a halfling, dude.
Yeah, can you imagine if it was anything else?
Oh, man.
This is number 4 for halfling
I
luck,
know, I know.
I think it's the 4.
too. Okay, that's a little better. 17.
Doesn't seem dropped.
So again, emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm walking, I'm still like very bloodhound, like kind of.
Sure,
Looking.
you've got your daggers out and you're keeping, are you guys moving in stealth or are you just moving?
I've been just moving.
We've all been just moving.
Moving.
So you guys are at a heightened sense of awareness of your surroundings, getting ready for just about anything that can pop up.
Mm-hmm.
You see this archway on the right-hand side, and as you pass through this archway, you see a large room, and this room has got to be about 100 feet tall. And you see a coffin in the far left corner of the room and another coffin on the far right corner of the room. At the back of the room, you see this very large archway. The archway is completely black. It's an unnatural black. And before the archway, you see a man in a very, very simple robe. He pulls back the robe slowly. It's a human. You've never seen him. And he says, "We've been waiting for you, Valor's Ransom." And he just kind of wiggles his fingers, and an energy starts to shimmer in the hallway, or in the archway. And as it comes into focus, this is where we'll pick up next week. Well done, guys. Well done. Woo! Man, those saw blades.
That was brutal.
That's intense.
Yeah. Oh, man, Kohl.
That was not what I was... I don't know what I was expecting, but that's not what I was expecting. When I saw him in the cage, I'm like, yeah, oh.
Yeah, the guild was not playing.
No, that's
I can tell you
interesting.
for a fact that he found out who the guild master was and automatically had to contact Valor's Ransom.
I never,
But he died trying to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I never... When I had just his horn, it never occurred to me oh, this is, it's not his whole corpse,
Yeah,
right? So that was good.
Yeah. All right, guys. That was episode 39 of the story thus far. Hope you enjoyed it. We loved bringing it to you. Next one is going to be 40.
Wow.
Dang.
40, guys.
Wow.
Midlife crisis.
Oh,
Yeah, other than that, hey, play D&D, be awesome, and love each other. That's it. Good night, guys.
Night.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see you guys.
Now that conversation makes things a whole lot. Oh.